Hello everyone, welcome. Okay, I think I'm early for once. Yeah, I'm early by 1 minute. Sorry, it's just normally I'm late, so I'm feeling quite proud of my 1 minute earliness. But for those who haven't sort of seen this game around, it's basically 4 different main characters, 4 different love interests, and they all have their own different story. We went down this purple guy's route, and we did 2 chapters, I think. And yeah, he's the childhood friend of the main character, and turns out the main character had confessed her love to him like a year or something ago, and she still likes him, but it's like very bittersweet because at least we can't tell whether he likes her back or not. I don't know where this is going, but hi Kennedy, hi Nenami. But yeah, so that is where we got up to, if I remember correctly. Right, let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so it's on the right. I'm on the right username, because you know how you go to this and it's like you can, you know, change user or whatever. I sometimes use my Japanese account, and then other times I use my English account, so it gets all like very confusing. I try to follow by the rules now, that if it's an English game, I use my English account. If it's a Japanese game, I use my Japanese account. Like, that's what I'm trying to stick with. But yeah. Anyway, I shall start. Let me know if you can't hear the music or it's too loud or whatever, because I can't tell. Okay, it's been a week since a New Year's visit. On the night of the first day of work, I'm attending my company's New Year's party. I try to enjoy the time with friends and peers, staving off the depression in any way I can. It's a message from Hoku. Receiving a message from him wasn't really anything out of the ordinary. Hoku is the guy, by the way. I only have South African account. Oh. I think I'll be home early today. If you think you can meet me at the station, let's head home together. It's our daily routine to exchange messages, regardless of whether we have something to do. I know there's no deeper meaning to it. But right now, I don't really want to see him. It's not that I'm avoiding him, and I've been saying hi as normal since what happened, but if we go home together we'll end up talking. I wouldn't like it if the same topic came up again. I hesitate for a moment, then reply with, "Sorry, I'm at the company's New Year's party, so I'll be late." His reply comes swiftly. "That's too bad, get home safely, hope you'll have something tasty to eat," he says. It's a short message, but I can tell he cares. I can almost hear his voice as I read it. It's so like, oh, I hope things work out for her, you know? You think I'm in it for the food, right? Well, yeah, you're half right. That thought makes me forget about the complicated situation, and I find myself replying as usual. Yeah, as I mentioned before, this is a bar that I often use at work. Let's go together sometime. Together next time, Hoku. Hoku would definitely like the food they serve here. I'll send a picture of the food later. As I'm on my phone, my gloomy mood from before forgotten, one of my coworkers comes up to me. Hey, you're grinning. Are you talking to that childhood friend of yours? Yes, actually. I knew it. You guys are so close. He looks so cool in that picture you showed me before. I wish I had a childhood friend like that. Not if you're in this situation. He's called Onisa. Not quite. Hehe, I'm proud to have grown up with him. Oh, I guess she did say that, didn't she? Which line was it? Oh, was it not that one? Oh, 幼馴染のお兄さん, which is like, it's a bit like, you know how you refer to old man as oji-san? It's like that. If it's like a young version, then it's an oni-san. So it's like that oni-san childhood friend of yours is what that is. As Tamachi and I chat, Shimizu, another co-worker of mine, joins in. Oh, show me the photo too. Hi, lovely. Hi, Atamilu. Welcome. I hope you're doing well too. I think you were you like looking forward to Requiems? Is that the game? Like oppa? Yeah, like I think it's like that. I'm not sure though, because I'm not so sure of like Korean language and stuff. No way, you'd only make rude comments. No, I won't. I'm not going to say that you only think he's handsome because you're looking at him through a childhood friend filter. Oh my gosh. You're awful. He's way cooler than you anyway. It is. Come on, I'm only joking. I'm sorry. Anyway, a childhood friend who lives next door? Is this a comic book or something? What, you think I'm lying? Hoku is very real, I assure you. He manages a flower shop. You should go and buy some flowers there, Shimizu. He sure is a professional. He has a great sense for flowers. I've seen pictures of his flowers too. That's right. He always picks the ones that match my mood, whatever it is. It makes me feel happy because it means he's thinking of me. Here we go again. She's in swooning maiden mode. Just date him already. He's still single, isn't he? I don't think he has a girlfriend right now. Last time I heard anything about this, that was in my second or third year at the company. Then you've got a clear shot. Tell him how you feel. We already have. I need it to be April so I can play over Requiems. Who's on a sacrifice will have to keep me going. Oh, is it Fuyu's? I kept on seeing like pictures of like this new Otome game on Twitter, and I was like, what game is that? Oh, it's Fuyu's on a sacrifice. That makes sense. How is it compared to like last year's releases? I bet he's waiting for you to confess. Get your big girl pants on. It's not that simple. Just talking about it brings the bitter memories swirling back. I tried to stave those thoughts off by chugging down a beer. I did confess to him after all. I can't tell them that he didn't even take it seriously. It was when I was in junior high school. Oh, here we go. Oh no, this is the bittersweet flashback. I started to talk a lot about love, like a friend who had a crush would consult with me, or a new couple would emerge in our class. I read manga and watched TV dramas. I ended up yearning for that oh-so-elusive love I kept seeing in them. It didn't take long for me to become aware of my feelings for Hoku. The feelings I had for him were special to begin with, and so I realized that I was in love with him. He grew taller in junior high and high school and suddenly became good-looking. I wasn't the only one who thought he was special. Hoku received a lot of confessions from other girls. But from what I heard, he never accepted with much joy. He just started relationships with them without much of an interest. In fact, he would adapt his plans and appointments to me more so than to his girlfriends. Though I would just be making excuses if I said that's what prompted it. Whenever he'd go out with his girlfriend, I would act all selfish just to get in their way. And Hoku, being unable to neglect his little sister, would end up breaking up with his girlfriend as a result. He never said anything about it though. I felt guilty for being so possessive of him. I've never loathed myself as much as I did back in those days. Hoku never once blamed me though. That only made me feel worse about it. and so I confessed to Hoku in the second year of junior high, partially so I could make a break from my own... What is junior high? I thought junior high was like primary school. What is junior high school? Let me Google that. It's such an American term. Junior high school age. Between 12 and 15. So like middle school. Interesting. So like middle school, right. It's so far really short otome, a bit like Moeyo Otome Doshi, but I'm enjoying my time, so I need a break from the Hakoki series. Oh, so it's really short. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played Moeyo, so I can't really compare, but... So she confessed to him. Every year on the day of the Summer Fireworks Festival, we can see the fireworks from our balcony. Or was it at the Fireworks Festival that she did it? I can't remember. It's just so like... shoujo manga-esque, you know. I was no different that year. It was a regular event for us to watch the fireworks together. I got a new yukata this year. What do you think? The bright patterns suit you quite well. You're really cute this year too. His frank compliment made me happy. I was sure that Hoku felt the same way about me, that I was special to him too. That's the illusion I had created for myself. An illusion that was shattered the moment those fireworks ended. Oh, my heart. Oh, it's always fireworks, isn't it? It's always fireworks. Hi, Risu, welcome. The two of us stood side by side and watched the fireworks light up the night sky. Then the climax of the summer night approached. I looked into Hoku's eyes and told him how I felt. I was close to him so as not to be drowned out by the fireworks. I love you, Hoku. You're more special to me than anyone else in the world. Let's see his reaction, shall we? But the moment I said that, his expression changed. He was silent for a moment, looking upset. Then he gave an awkward laugh and answered, oh. Oh, me too. I love you like any brother. Oh no. Oh, that is so tragic. I can't. Right then, a big firework went off and he shifted his gaze to the sky. Oh, that was a big one. It seems they're in the final sequence. He went right back to being his usual self as though nothing had happened. I spent many sleepless nights agonizing over what his answer would be. He'd drawn his line in the sand. He said, as a brother. Why do I come in when there's pain? Yeah. So, I'm just a sister and only that? I was about to burst into tears, so I kept my mouth tightly shut and watched the fireworks. Still, is the reason that he can only see me as his little sister that I was always interfering with his love life? If that's the case, maybe I've shot myself in the foot. If he was always prioritizing me because his little sister was being selfish again, then I didn't know where I'd gone wrong. I didn't know what I should have done instead. But I was content to have him by my side, even if only as a big brother figure. I had to tell myself that in order to go on. Whew. Hoku, are you studying? I'm coming in. Sure, come on in. Ta-da! Look, it's my first time with short hair. What do you think? Huh? You cut your hair? Hoku was stunned to see me with short hair. Oh, I don't know if it's like that in England or like in the West, but when your heart has been broken, you cut your hair all off. As like a, right, okay, I'm moving on sort of thing, I think. I don't know the reason why, but I think that was the reason why. Hoku was stunned to see me with short hair. It's no wonder he was surprised, since I'd worn it long for ages. I tried my best to make a happy face. Yeah, it was getting in the way during club activities, so I cut it. This is so much better. I wasn't lying about my long hair being a hindrance during club activities. The reason why I never cut it until then was that Hoku seemed to like me with long hair. I see. Yeah, you look nice like that. Despite his compliment, I could tell that he felt a little let down. Did he regret drawing that line in the sand a little, I wondered? Did he have a little bit of sympathy for me, I wondered? Enough of that. Why do I have to be so terrible? I didn't cut my hair to make him think like that. I cut it so I could work through my feelings for Hoku. I still loved him as much as ever. It wasn't like I could just abandon that love. If I stayed with him, I couldn't ever be anything other than his little sister. I knew that, and yet I want to be with him all the same. I want to move forward, even if only by a little. You can tell that the bad ending of this route is that he finds a girlfriend and you're watching them like walk off in the distance or something. Because that's the kind of route I'm getting from this. I was unable to let go of those feelings. In fact, they only grew stronger over time. I'm an adult now, but I'm still standing by Hoku's side. I've been worried about what I'll do if Hoku ever finds a new girlfriend. However, I've heard nothing on that front ever since I turned 20. Why, though? This is where it's because he's gay. Makes sense, he's really good looking. It's always like that in the BL manga. Have I had nothing, but that could change as soon as tomorrow. The very thought frightens me, but still, I can't pull away from Hoku. I love him so much, I can't just give up. Before I know it, I'm completely lost in the booze. I feel woozy. I'm trying so hard to forget, but I never can because I'm always by his side. And he's still going to prioritize me even when he finds a girlfriend. He just can't leave me be because I'm always hogging his attention. He's too kind for his own good. This again. I don't know if you're obsessing over your guy or trash talking him. If only you were as good at love as you are at your job. Hey, how many have you had? I don't know. Okay, we're cutting you off for tonight. She seems elusive enough though. Here, have some water. I'm starting to think I don't stand a chance. I don't know what to do. Why not try someone else? Step away from him for a while. I really think you need to calm down a little. You might be right. As I gulp down my water, the place announces it's about to close. Though some people are heading elsewhere for an after party, my colleagues insist I go home. I'll call a taxi for you. You need to head home for today. Sure. Is this your stuff? I'll carry it for you. Sorry about that. They helped me out of the bar. Sure. I can walk normally and my consciousness is clear, but I'm aware that I've sprained my ankle, so I'll obediently follow her advice. I'm left alone with Shimizu, who starts up a conversation. Oh no, is this gonna be a... Is this gonna be a find a boyfriend to make him jealous route? I love how I'm like making speculations. It's like, just play the bloody game. By the way, it seems that you and I will be going on the trip to the New York branch. We should get the official word next week. Oh yeah, I always forgot about that. It's a month-long trip, right? That's right, it's a pretty long one. I'm a little worried about food. If we eat junk food the entire time, we'll get fat.
それよりさ、うまくいかない恋愛から距離を置いて気分を変えるいい機会になるんじゃねえの?
Who cares about food? Think about it. This is your chance to take some time off from your train wreck of a love life. Train wreck? I repeat his words as I turn them over in my head. It's been over 10 years since I moved here, and I've lived next door to Hoku ever since. I've never lived on my own, nor been away from my parents' house for long. I've never been separated from Hoku for as long as a month. I can't even imagine what it's like to be without him. Whenever anything happened, the first person I thought of was always Hoku. I tried to love other people, but I couldn't love anyone more than Hoku. My love for him has been over a decade in the making. It doesn't have any cracks. I wonder if something will change if I'm separated from him for a month. Could do. In fact, he might find a girlfriend in my absence. I won't be there to get in the way. Tears well up in my eyes as my thoughts take a turn for the negative. Ooh. At this rate, I'm going to become a lonely old spinster. How old is she? She's only like, what, 20-something? Like early 20s? What are you talking about? Get it together. Maybe he's just confused about my outburst, or maybe he's trying to support me because I'm drunk. Either way, he reaches out to touch my shoulder, but before he can touch me, my body suddenly lurches to the side. Is it Hoku? Oh, there we go. How is she supposed to not like this guy? It's just like... For a moment, I think I'm unsteady on my feet, but that's not the case. I thought I'd find you here. I'm glad I came to pick you up. I feel a large warm hand supporting me and hear a familiar voice. I look up in surprise only to find Hoku standing there. Huh? Hoku? What are you doing here? You're the one who told me where you were having your party. I told you? Really? Oh god. I guess I did. I searched my memory. I vaguely recall writing something about that in my message. I guess I did? You absolutely did. You said it was the usual place. But I didn't tell you where it was. You told me the name of the place before, and you also said it was close to where you work. Anyone could work it out from that information. Oh, I just feel so bad for her. You remembered something I said before. Oh, my heart, she's adorable. Look at her little face. Of course. That's amazing, Hoku. Attaboy. Sure, whatever. Even though I praise him, he's consoling me. He's treating me like a complete drunk, which, in fairness, is what I am right now. Now, okay, use this drunkenness to your advantage. You pretend you're drunk, and that's why you're all over the place, and then you go for the kiss. I'm rooting for you. Then Hoku shifts his gaze from me to Shimizu. Thanks for looking after her. I'll take her home, so I'll be taking her bag, please. Sure, thank you. Shimizu seems taken aback by Hoku's appearance. He hands over my bag without any fuss. Hi, Fancy, welcome! Wow, that's bold. Clearly, that's the level of boldness that's necessary for this little relationship, for anything to happen. Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse us. Come on, Fuka, we're leaving, and I just realized I haven't taken my pills, so BRB. I really hate my recent pills because they're all circles, so when I swallow them, they get stuck in my throat and super, super gross. I've got like this intense bitterness in my mouth. Oh, okay, right. Is this the only route played so far? Yeah, this is the only one. I'm allowed to play up until chapter 8. As Hoku starts leading me off, I suddenly remember Tamachi. Wait, the taxi.
ああ、伝えておくから大丈夫だよ。お疲れ。
Don't worry about it. I'll explain it. See you later. Sorry and thank you.
大丈夫か?
You okay? Yeah, I'm sorry, Hoku.
いや、平気ならいいんだ。
It's fine, so long as you're okay. I lean against Hoku as we start on our way home. Then, behind us,
あれはダメなやつだな。
he's no good for her. he really is like... Oh, he's just awful, isn't he? So many chapters. I think each chapter is relatively short, Kanati. We're on chapter 3 right now, I think. I'm thinking of doing 2 chapters per stream. I thought I just heard Shimizu mutter something, but it could have been my imagination. Hoku's car is parked nearby. I'm pretty tipsy, so he decides to drive me home. As I rest in the passenger seat, I feel a gentle vibration. He must be driving slower than normal out of concern for me. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. That's the kind of person he is. Thanks. He chuckles a little, probably thinking I'm still inebriated.
新年会楽しかったか?
Did you enjoy the New Year's party? Sure, my coworkers are all nice people. That guy you met earlier is one of them, actually.
同期か。いい人かもしれないけど、二人きりにはならないようにな。
A coworker? Maybe he's a nice guy, but you should avoid being alone with him. Why? This is what I mean. Like, what is his issue? Is it because he's scared of the current kind of relationship between them to break or something? It's just so frustrating. Or maybe this is just his way of being nice and it's just so... Why?
俺が心配する。
I worry about you. That kind of makes sense since he's a worrywart. I just nod without examining the matter further. I guess I'm still a little drunk after all. Right, got it. A smile appears on Hoku's face. And when he stops the car at the next traffic light, he strokes my head.
いい子。
That's a good girl. I close my eyes, soothed by his touch. His body temperature is the same as always, as his voice. His never-changing kindness brings me a small amount of happiness.
そうだ。今度の休みに時間あるか? 買い物付き合ってほしくて。
Oh, by the way, do you have time on your next day off? I'd like you to come along for some shopping. That's fine. Oh, I'd like to eat some cake while we're at it.
わかった。ご馳走する。この間のお礼もまだだったしな。
Okay, it will be my treat. I haven't thanked you properly for the other day after all. He came up with an excuse, but I'm pretty sure Hoku would treat me to some cake even if there wasn't a good reason. That's how it's always been. The fact that I'll be hanging out with him on the weekend is another thing that remains unchanged too. Hoku and I spend a lot of time together. In fact, I spend more time with him than anyone else. It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm under this illusion. The illusion that the one I love cares more about me than anyone in the world. Like, I'm obviously, like, layering this with, like, how I am with my fiancé. And it's like, I can't imagine seeing my fiancé seeing me as a friend. It doesn't make any sense. Which is, like, the situation. I'm just like... That's why I'm under this illusion. The illusion that the one I love cares more about me than anyone in the world. And that's why I can't give him up. He should just come out and tell me I'm getting in his way. One thing's for sure, the day I'll give up on loving him is a long way off indeed. I said 2 chapters per stream, but I feel like, given how short these chapters are, after enjoying my typical weekend, it was time to head back to work. Things were tough when I was a newcomer, but it's been almost a year since I joined the company and I've gotten used to the atmosphere. I'm just going to work hard today and not think about other things. Fortunately, I have plenty of work to do for now. I don't have to remind myself of Hoku. But then, after the afternoon meeting, my boss summons me to his office and gives me the news. He tells me that my business trip to New York is completely New York? Wow, that's far. It'll be a month starting from mid-February. I've travelled before, but never on an extended business trip like this. Oh, is the bad ending going to be she comes back from New York and he's got like a girlfriend that he's besotted with and he doesn't care about her anymore? I'm like thinking of all the like bad endings. That'll be with my coworker Shimizu. It's going to be the first time I'll ever go abroad. I'm equal parts excited and worried. But I've been recognized for my work. I've got to go get some results. It's not like they'd pick just anyone for this. My boss told me I'll be representing the rest of the company, so he wants me to do my best. I'm nervous about it, but I also feel a sense of pride for being picked. I want to tell this to my family, as well as to Hoku. I'm sure they'll praise me. Just thinking about the praise I'll receive makes me feel like I'm on cloud 9. Oh, I shouldn't text them. I want to tell them in person. I want to see the look of surprise on Hoku's face. Also, I wonder what Hoku will say when I tell him that we won't be seeing each other for a month. Oh, it's only a month, that's nothing. I wonder how I will feel about being separated from him for a whole month too. Saying that, when you're with that person every single day, all the time, then a month does feel like a lifetime. I've got mixed feelings at the moment, so I decide not to dwell on it for now. I put my phone back in my pocket and decide to stop by the bookstore on my way home. Hi Vince, welcome! They've got many magazines about other countries, but I don't know which one I should get. I browsed the magazines for a while, but there aren't any that really stand out to me. Finishing class, so tired. Aww! Well, at least you can go back and relax now. There are general tourism magazines as well as magazines geared toward long stays. Many of them focus on New York, so I'm kind of overwhelmed by the choices. I'll be there for a while, so I want some information that will be useful for everyday life. Maybe I should get one that has a lot of information about shops that will help me shop for souvenirs as well. I want to buy lots of those for Hoku and my family. After walking around the bookstore for a while, someone comes up to talk to me. I'm not gonna lie, looks-wise, him and the blonde guy are the ones that I'm most curious about. Good afternoon, are you here to shop? I turn to the new voice and find Tenya standing there. Good afternoon, yes I am actually. I was just trying to decide which one of these I want. Are you here to buy manga? My friend tells me that one's pretty good. Indeed I am. I'd recommend that one too, in fact. Anyway, are you headed on a trip perhaps? Thought I might say hi, hope you're doing good. Oh, well thank you for dropping by. Hopefully you're doing well as well. I like his hair color. Yeah, that's how I feel as well. I clearly have a thing for pink hair because Helvetica also has pink hair. Kind of. Just like Tenya is holding a manga, I've got one of the magazines I was considering in my hand. You must have put 2 and 2 together. The magazine is called Living Carefree in New York. It's one of those that focus on long-term stays. Well, it's not really a personal trip. I'm going to New York for my work. And you'll be gone a while? By my standards, yes. I'm quite nervous about it actually.
そのこと北斗さん知ってます？
Does Hokuto know? I haven't told him yet. It's only just been decided. I plan to tell him in person later today. Huh, okay. The way he's reacting is very suspicious. Like, has Hokuto told him anything? He seems like he has something to say about it, but before he can, my phone rings. Oh.
じゃあ失礼します。お疲れ様でした。
I'll be going now. Nice talking to you. This guy talks really slowly. Sure, you too. He leaves quietly. That's his way. I watch him go and then look at my phone. I've received a text. It's from Hoku. He says he just got off from work. That means we'll arrive home at around the same time. Tenya is too nosy. He just appears and is like, so what are you doing? Since there's no point agonizing over it any longer, I get another magazine, buy the ones I got, and then head for home. The tagline written at the beginning of one of the magazines is strangely memorable. Discover a new side of yourself in New York. It's the kind of phrase that you see all the time, but for some reason it seems something I need to hear right now. I've been worried about this for a while now. I'm afraid I'll turn selfish again and end up hurting Hoku. Who knows, maybe this is a good opportunity? That's what Shimizu said at the party. I like his VA though. Who is his VA? He called my romance a train wreck and suggested I step away from it for a while. The business trip is a unique opportunity for us to get some time away from each other, since we're usually inseparable. Thinking about it calmly, it does seem like a shot at something new. That thought makes me even more anxious. Stepping away, being separated from Hoku. I wonder how I should tell him. I find myself mulling it over again and again, unable to find a good way to break the news to him. I'm starting to get the feeling it might actually be better if we didn't see each other at all. Oh no!
おかえり。ちょうど同じくらいだったな。
Welcome home. Seems like we arrived at about the same time. But of course I run into Hoku in front of our houses. He's the same as always, of course. The only thing that's slightly unusual about him is that he's in a suit. Yeah, did you have to work at the main office today?
あ、朝からマネージャー会議があってさ。
That's right. I had a meeting with the manager this morning.
その後、先輩と打ち合わせが入って、ほぼ一日拘束されてたよ。
And after that I had an appointment with my senior. I pretty much had a full schedule today. I see, so you've been busy.
まあ、来月には普通に戻るから。
At least things will be back to normal next month. I hesitate about telling him about my trip. And to think I initially thought he'd praise me when I told him. Now I don't know what to tell him since I've come to see it as an opportunity to be away from him. If I just say I'm going on a business trip abroad, we'll just keep in touch by exchanging messages as usual. But if I straight up tell him I want some time away from him, it might confuse him. I think I'd need some convincing reason for it. Oh man, I still can't think of what to say. I'm sure Hoku must be tired today. I'll tell him another time. That'll give me time to sort things out in my head and think of what to tell him. Having decided that, I say goodbye to him and start to turn away, but then...
どうした？何か用だったか？
Oh, of course he can tell! What's the matter? Did you want to tell me something? He notices there's something off about my behavior right away. I was just trying to talk to him like usual, then return home like usual too. He's watching me, despite being completely oblivious about how I feel. I hesitate, not knowing what to say. You look good in that suit. Oh god. I don't know. Let's save quickly, because I haven't really saved much. I'll just go for that. Oh, I just thought you looked good in that suit.
何度も見てるだろ？
You've seen me in a suit plenty of times. Yes, but I've never seen you come home in a suit after a day's hard work.
それって疲れたおじさんみたいじゃないか。
You make me sound like a tired old man. I think everyone who works hard is cool. It's just a bonus that makes you look like a great guy, I guess.
だといいんだけどな。
Well, if you say so. He gives a shy little laugh. It tells me he's a little embarrassed. Relieved by that gesture, I smile as well. Just don't wear yourself out, okay? Get some rest.
これもマネージャーの仕事だからさ。でも、うちは頼りになるスタッフばかりだから助かってるよ。
I'm just doing my job as a manager. Still, everyone else at the shop is helping out too. I get that. The boys are all hard workers and they're super nice.
いい子って。お前より年上がほとんどだと思うぞ。
Boys? They're probably all older than you, you know? Be honest, Lily, you want to choose the wrong one to get them. Oh dear, I'm just going with the ones that feel nice and then whatever happens, happens, you know? Details, details. Okay, let's get an early night then. I'll come buy something at the shop sometime.
あ、待ってるよ。
Sure, I'll be waiting. We each go into our home, separate, just like our feelings. I couldn't tell him, but I can just tell him next time, right? By the time she goes, she wouldn't have told him, and it'll be like, oh. Though there's a lump in my throat, I'm a little relieved that I managed to have a normal conversation with Hoku. I go to sleep telling myself I'll tell him another time. So, and my next imagination is the time comes to go to New York. She hasn't told him. The red-haired guy tells Hoku, and Hoku runs towards the airport as she's about to step onto the plane like, no, I actually care about you. It's like a J-drama cliche, right? I go to sleep telling myself I'll tell him another time. Okay, I'm just gonna play the next chapter as well, because they're very short. Delicate childhood friendship.
今朝ご飯食べる時間なかったからお腹減っちゃったあんたはちょっと控えめ
I didn't have time to eat this morning. So I'm pretty hungry. Aren't you eating a bit less than usual, Hoka? Yeah, I ate a lot over the weekend, so I'm cutting back a little. I'm having lunch with my coworkers. Normally we make meaningless small talk like what we watched on TV or which flowers are in bloom. But today we're talking about the New Year's party. It sounds like everyone had fun at last week's party. I didn't go to the after party, and the number of times party was mentioned in those sentences. I didn't go to the after party, instead going straight home, so they're telling me about the karaoke they visited. I offer apologies to Tamachi, who tried to call a taxi for me at the time. I'm so sorry for leaving without telling you, but it was really nice of you. Thank you.
気にしなくていいよ幼なじみくんが迎えに来なければもっと大変だったから
Especially because Tenya thinks it's a long term. That is so true, actually. He might be like, oh, by the way, she's moving. Don't worry about it. It would have been a lot more trouble if your childhood friend hadn't come to pick you up. I didn't mean to drink so much.
まあしょうがないでしょ清水が言ってたよあれは優しさで女を勘違いさせるタイプのイケメンだったって
I understand why you did though. Shimizu said he was the kind of handsome guy who has the habit of giving women the wrong impression. 100%.
いいな私も会いたかったなイケメン幼なじみ
I'm so jealous. I wish I had a handsome childhood friend, which by the way at this point she says, I wish I could have seen the handsome childhood friend. That's what he told you? Well, I can't say he's wrong exactly.
あと叱られそうで怖かったとも言ってたね
He also said your friend was scary and intimidating. Scary? Hoku?
ちらっと聞いただけだからよくわかんないけどこいつにこんなに飲ませるなんてとかそういうやつじゃない
I didn't hear many details, but he strikes me as the kind of guy who'd yell at us for letting you drink so much, right? He was probably just mad at me for drinking too much in the first place. He said he was worried. That just makes it clear all over again that he's treating me like a little sister he needs to take care of.
ああまあそれはね
Oh, well, there's an awkward silence for a few moments. Tamachi decides to change the subject.
そういえば出張の準備は進んでる
By the way, are you making preparations for your business trip? Sure, I guess. I'm listening to what my seniors are saying about it, and I'm buying books and figuring out what I need. I'm going to use my paid leave next time to go shopping with Shimizu. He has experience with short stays overseas.
そうなんだ。私、おすすめのドーナツ屋さんリストなら用意できるよ。
Oh, that reminds me, you should make a list of recommend donut shops. Just donut shops?
ドーナツだけ。帰ってきたらすんごい太ったあんたが見られそう。
Yeah, just donuts. You'll be so fat when you come back. Oh, come on, I'm already worried about my weight as it is.
たった1ヶ月じゃん。すぐだよ。
It's just 1 month. It'll be over before you know it. Just 1 month. To others, it must seem like that. A month. A whole month apart from Hoku. Again, my thoughts strayed to Hoku, making me upset. Stepping away from him for a month means not talking to him for that whole month, nor exchanging messages. I wonder if I can endure that. Just imagining it is difficult. Ugh, now I badly want to see him. I thought this would be a good opportunity for some time apart, but I'm proving myself to be a liar. It's not so short to me. I'm going to have withdrawal symptoms from Hoku.
また幼馴染み本当に重症だね。
Again with your childhood friend? Girl, you got it so bad. Tamachi gives me an exasperated look, and as well she might. I feel exasperated with myself too. As I make my way home, I remember it's time to change the flowers in my living room. I decide to stop by Phil Flower. To be honest though, I might just be using that as an excuse. I just want to see him as much as I can before I leave on my business trip. I was going to tell him about the trip and explain that I was going to take some time away from him while I was at it, but I still can't bring myself to tell him, so I'll hold off. For now, I'll just act normal. Hello. I cheerfully enter the store, but Hoku has his back turned to me as he is talking to Tenya. Oh, this is where Tenya's gonna be like, oh, how's packing for New York? Or and then Hoku's gonna be like, New York? And then it's gonna like spur on a whole conversation, and they're going to have an argument, which is like the climax. Okay, not the climax, but the problem, because every Otome game, there's a problem that they need to tackle and get through in order to be together forever. That's gonna be the problem. Tenya looks over Hoku's broad shoulders and makes eye contact with me.
どうもいらっしゃいませ。北斗さん。
Oh, hi Van, welcome. Hey, Hokuto.
お前か。今仕事帰り？
Oh, hello, Huka. Are you on your way home? Sure am. I came to buy some flowers.
そうか。お疲れ様。ちょうどお前に連絡しようと思ってたんだよ。
Oh, I
一心伝
see.
心だな。
I was just about to text you, actually. How serendipitous. I don't think I've ever read that word before. I think I've heard it, or maybe, I don't know. I just find it funny that they've used such a long word for this, like, little bit of translation. Why, did something happen?
それがさ、少し早いけど、来月アネモネが入荷するんだ。
Well, you see, we'll be getting anemones in next month. I know it's a little early for them. Huh? Really? That's great. Anemones are my favourite flowers. That's why the news instantly makes me happy. The second later my brain catches up. What is the anemone? Let's have a look. What does it look like? Oh, I see. Next month. I wonder if they'll arrive before I leave next month. But I can't voice my concern before Hoku laughs at my earlier reaction.
お前なら喜ぶと思った。
Oh, my heart. They are pretty. I'm sad I can't use my Twitch emotes. Yeah, YouTube has emotes too, but they're just the chappy ones. He's taking joy from it, just like me. Now I definitely can't tell him. Yeah, I like anemones more than any other flower.
ほんと、小さい頃からずっと好きだよな。家でも育ててるのに、わざわざうちでも買ってくれるし。
You've loved them ever since you were little. You come to buy them even though you grow your own at home. But I only grow one kind at home, right? There's more variety here. They're all anemones, but they're also different to each other. It's lovely.
確かに、店なら珍しい品種も入ってくるもんな。 お前好みの品種もあるかチェックしておく。
That's true. We get rare kinds here in the store. I'll check if we'll get the ones you like later. I'll come buy them as soon as you've got them in stock.
あ、入荷したらまた知らせるよ。
Okay, I'll let you know when the shipment arrives. I only leave in the second half of February. I'm sure it'll all work out. I nod, hoping I'm right. The pleased look on Hoku's face when he hears my reply is so adorable. But then a thought occurs to me. Wait a minute. Hey, Hoku.
なんだ?
What is it? Did you cut your hair?
お、よくわかったな。昨日休みだったから久しぶりに散髪行ったんだ。
Oh, well spotted. I was free yesterday, so I went to get a haircut for the first time in a while.
北斗さん、髪切ったんすか?
Huh? You cut your hair, Hokuto?
ちょっと伸びてきたからさっぱりしようと思ってさ。
It was getting a little long, so I figured I should trim it a little.
前と全然変わらないような。
You don't look any different to usual to me. No, he doesn't. It looks completely different. How though?
毛先を切って分け目を少し変えたかな。
The ends are cut and the parting is a little different, I guess.
わかりづら。
Talk about attentive to detail. Pena doesn't say that there's no way you could ever tell, but it's written all over his face. And well, he has a point. I could tell because it's you, Hoku. I'm always looking at you. I wonder if the sprite is a little bit different. I need to go back at some point.
そうか。お前は俺のことなら何でも気づいてくれるんだな。
Is that right? It seems you notice every little thing about me, huh?
な、どうだ? 似合ってる?
So, what do you think? Looking good? You look great with a fresh haircut too.
かっこいいは褒めすぎだろ。
Now you're just exaggerating.
でも、お前がそうやって俺のことを手放しで褒めてくれるから、いつも自信がつくっていうのかな。
Still,
自己肯定感がすっごい上がるんだよ。
having your stamp of approval kind of gives me confidence. It's a nice little boost to my self-esteem. Your self-esteem can rise as far as it wants. I think that's kind of cool and I want him to feel confident. Not because I love him, but simply because I really think that way. All my honest feelings become words. I really think you're the coolest looking guy in the world, Hoku. I love you.
ありがとうな。
Oh, he doesn't say it back. Oh no. Thanks. Hoku pats my head as a thank you.
お前も世界一可愛いぞ。
And you're the loveliest girl in the world. Thanks.
その嬉しそうな顔、昔と全然変わらないな。よしよし。
That happy look on your face hasn't changed since you were little. Very good. Oh, everything about this is so wrong. So wrong. Oh, my heart. It's clear that Hoku doesn't have the first clue about how attractive he is. But I love that about him too. That phrase, the same as when I was little, has become rather loaded as of late though. But right now, I feel a little relieved.
ね。
Loveliest girl in the world. Ouch. Oh, this game does make me laugh. So, what would you like to buy today? We gotta choose flowers for the living room. You choose, Hoku.
了解。リビング用だな。じゃあ、今週のおすすめの花をいくつか見繕ってやるよ。ご注意で。
Got it. The living room it is. I'll put together some flowers I'd recommend this week. Come over here. Okay.
あの二人、あれで恋人じゃないとか、嘘だろ。
Everything about them feels like a couple. It really does. Apart from like some
可
comments.
愛い色のバラ。アンスリウムで落ち着く雰囲気にまとめて、ベリースプレーで可愛いアクセントを。どうだ?
How about this? A calming atmosphere created with white amaryllis, pale roses, and anthuriums, with a cute dash of berry spray. I love it, and I'm sure Mum will too. Hoku has a good grasp of my home decor. He prepares a lovely bouquet of flowers, taking into account my mother's preferences. MC should definitely move to New York permanently. I agree, Fancy. It's just not working. The soothing winter colours warm my heart. It was a good idea to stop by the store today.
だよな。正月に飾った花は赤中心だったから、ここで気分を変えるのもいいと思うんだ。
I think so too. We decorated mostly in red for New Year's, so I think it's time for a change of scenery.
年末年始で溜まった疲れも癒しつつ、な。
Right, I'm gonna quickly save here and then load the other. Because, like, I need to... Okay, so let's take a photo of this Hokuto. I'm curious to see if there is a slight change in the sprite or not. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so this is what he looks like. No, they did not have the budget to do a separate sprite of that little difference. But I was just curious.
年末年始で溜まった疲れも癒しつつ、な。
It'll help relieve some of the New Year's holiday too. I'm sure she'll be even happier when I tell her that. She'll be all, oh, that Hoku, always thinking about us.
声が聞こえてきそうだ。
I can always hear her say it.
持ち運び用に軽く包むから待っててくれ。
I'm going to wrap them up so you can carry them home. Give me a second. Okay, thanks.
そういや、今日の仕事はどうだった？同僚の女の子に謝らなくちゃって言ってたけど。
By the way, how's work? I recall you wanting to apologize for that girl you work with. Huh? Oh, right, it's all good. She told me not to worry about it.
それならよかった。職場に仲のいい相手がいるのはいいよな。
Glad to hear it. I'm happy that you get along with your coworkers. You had too much faith in Otome Games and their budget. Surely it wouldn't cost that much just to make a slight edit, like a little strand that's a bit shorter or something stupid. Talking about work reminds me of the business trip looming in the future, but I don't say anything about it. I don't want to say anything that will make that smile of his disappear from his face. Amaryllis, the origin of the language of flowers. Amaryllis was a shepherd girl in Greek mythology. She was introverted and shy. I always thought she and I were polar opposites, but we might be alike in how we can't say the things that are most important. As I ponder, Hoku swiftly finishes up his task with a cut of the... Oh. What's this? Thank you. Cherry cola. It's quite random, really. Time equals money. It wouldn't take time though. It would just be like a little flick. I've seen that sort of difference in Otome before, though I can't remember the exact one. As I ponder, Hoku swiftly finishes up his task with a cut of the ribbon. This was always my favourite part.
いつもご購入いただきありがとうございます。
Here you go. Thank you for your continued business. No, thank you. I hold the bouquet and look at the flowers. They all look very lively and adorable. I'm about to leave for home, satisfied with my purchase, but then Hoku's face clouds over. Interesting.
このまま家に帰るんだろ？夜道には気をつけろよ。何かあったらすぐ電話すること。
You're going home now, right? It's dark. Be careful out there. Call me right away if anything happens. Oh, I'll be fine. I'm a big girl now.
大人だからとか関係ない。
It doesn't matter that you're an adult. It's not even that late. I think about arguing with him since I dislike being treated like a child, but he interrupts me.
心配なんだよ。俺にとって。
Oh,
お前は
why?
特別なんだから。
Why? I'm worried about you. Oh, thank you. Ooh, Maltesers. Okay. I need to move things around on my desk. Okay. I'm worried about you. That's all. because you're special to me. Oh, it really is. He's illegal. I know that line means she's friendzone. Being called special catches me off guard. I'm having trouble recovering. I'm special to him. Oh, we've gotta explore these feelings further. Really? And just how special am I? What exactly do you mean?
それはお前も分かってるだろ。ずっと幼馴染として一緒にいるんだからさ。
Huh? I thought you knew that. We've been together almost all our lives, haven't we? I reckon he does like her, but he doesn't realize it, or like he doesn't understand himself that he likes her, as in like he thinks the feelings he has for her is actually like a friendship kind of feeling when it's not. Or it almost it almost feels that way. So we're childhood friends.
小さい頃からお前を守るのが俺の役目。な。心配性の兄貴の気持ち分かってくれよ。
Ever since you were little, it's been my job to keep you safe, right? Have a thought of your big brother who worries about you. I could kick myself for getting my hopes up, even a little. Though his voice is gentle, that's not the answer I wanted to hear. So, you're treating me like a child after all.
子供扱いなんてしてないって。なんで拗ねてるんだ。
Oh. No, I'm not. Why are you upset? It's nothing.
それ、なんでもないって顔じゃないだろ。
It doesn't look like it's nothing. Why do you not understand? You seem like you're good with women, but you're absolutely awful. He either is so derpy that he doesn't understand, or he's just trying to ignore the facts. Regardless, I'll be fine. The irritation I'm keeping bottled up inside is threatening to overflow. I leave the store to escape from the situation. I must hurry before I say something I can't take back.
ああ、おい。本当に気をつけろよ。危ない奴がいたら俺に電話しろよ。すぐ駆けつけるから。
Hey, be careful, I mean it. If you see anyone suspicious, call me. I'll be right there.
あと、大声上げてダッシュもな。
Also shout as loud as you can and run. I ignore his voice behind me, running out into the winter air. Once it's clear that Hoku isn't coming after me, I slow my steps. I gulp down the chilly air, trying to calm myself down as best as I can. I always get my hopes up, even knowing I'll only get hurt. I don't know what to do about these feelings. I don't think anything will change even if I step away from Hoku, so long as this continues. When it comes to anything else, I'm perfectly capable of making decisions, but not when it comes to Hoku. The Amaryllises in my hand somehow feel like my allies, like my friends. This is a real mess, isn't it? I gently mutter to them as I head home. I can imagine this game being really easy to get through, because the short chapters, for me at least, help, because I feel like I'm getting through the game quickly. It's like encouraging, you know? No, so this is one of those otome VNs where if peeps just talked without second guessing all the time, there'd be no game. Yeah, well, they've already communicated, well, she's already communicated her feelings. He's just kind of ignoring them, and there's no point in her telling him again because he already knows. Whispers, move to another country. Yeah, she needs to find someone else, really. Yawn. After a long yawn, I check the time on my phone. Talk about sleeping like a log. I was so busy with work yesterday that I had no time to think about anything else. When I got home, I went straight to bed. Thanks to that, I was able to get a good night's sleep and woke up feeling refreshed for my day off. Well, it's less of a day off and more like paid time off. Shimizu and I have to prepare for the upcoming business trip, so we agreed to go shopping together today. Come on, Hoku, get jealous, damn it! I've been busy lately and the date kind of crept up on me. We'd be leaving in a week. I'm nervous, but I'm not in danger of freezing up and failing. Per my routine, I check my schedule before getting out of bed. I do some light stretching, then walk over to the window. I open the sweeping window that leads to the balcony. The morning sun wakes up my body. Such nice weather. I'm glad it's not raining. By the way, I can see the neighbor's house from the side from here. Hoku's window still has the curtains closed. He said he wasn't going to work today because the store was closed. I think he's still sleeping. I wonder when he's going to get up. He's always so laid back on his days off. I look down at the window, imagining my childhood friend on the other side of the window. Oh! An anemone bud in the flower bed has opened up and has turned toward the sun. It's already in bloom. It must be because of the nice weather. I'm glad I got to see that before leaving on my trip. I'm so happy I almost step out into the balcony in my loungewear. I hurriedly retreat. I have a good feeling about today. Let's make it count. We agreed to meet up in the afternoon, so I leave the house to finish my errands by then. Clueless love interest? He's not clueless. He knows. He's just... I think it's complicated because he probably wants the friendship to sort of stay the way it is, but it's just not gonna happen, is it? Oh, it's so bittersweet. I love it. We agreed to meet up in the afternoon, so I leave the house to finish my errands by then. Though I'm only going to the Ichige household next door. I walk up to the front door with a spring in my step, as usual, and ring the bell. I figured Hoku would probably be asleep. No, he's not going to be asleep. But it seems his mum isn't home either. Maybe I should have given her a call first. I ring the bell a few more times with similar results. I start to wonder if I should head back to get my phone. Come on, what if it was a delivery guy or something? They'd have given up and left by now. I give the bell one final press.
Hi.
Oh, I faintly hear Hoku grumbling inside, so I wait for his sleepy face to appear. Here I am already. Took you long enough. Were you still asleep? It's 11 o'clock. Huh? It's you. What do you care if I sleep on my day off? Wait a minute, today's a weekday. Shouldn't you be at work? Paid holiday. Here you go. They arrived this year and they look delicious. I want a farmer relative that gives us delicious strawberries, like the Japanese kind of strawberries, you know? Consider it done. Also, here's an anemone that bloomed in our garden. Anemone? So they're blooming in your garden too? They're early this year. Such a pretty purple. I can really tell and grew these with good care. Strawberries, they're like the gacha game of the fruit world, or the roulette of the fruit world, because you get like a whole bunch of them, and at least in England, like you eat one and sometimes it's delicious and other times it's like, and that's the problem I have with them. Of course, they're the ones you gave me after all. I always treat them with all the care they deserve. Thanks for this every year as well. The anemones in our garden are still in bud. A bit odd that. They're the same stock, but they're blooming at different times despite growing only a few meters apart. That is true. My father gave us a bucket of oranges today. Yeah, relatives we land are cool. Free fruit or veggies once in a while. It's just handy. I like it because it means that between you and me, we get to enjoy them longer. Give me one of yours when it blooms. Or a picture of it. Sure, I'll bring it over. I'll probably be in New York by then. That's why I said to take a picture, but I'm sure Hoku hasn't picked up on it. He probably has no idea that I won't be here then. It's only a week until I leave, so I've really got to tell him. But even as I make up my mind to do so, Hoku looks up from the anemone.
そうだ。俺も今日休みなんだ。せっかくだし、一緒にどこか出かけないか。
Oh, sorry, I can't because I'm going shopping with this other guy. By the way, I've also got the day off today. Why don't we go somewhere together?
ほら、お前がこの間行きたがってたパフェの店とか。
We could go to that parfait place you said you wanted to visit the other day. Sorry, I've got plans and I'm about to leave.
ああ、そうか。わざわざ有給取ってるんだし、予定あるよな。どこに行くんだ?
Oh, okay. I guess you would have made plans for your paid holiday. Where are you going? My heart immediately starts to race. I consider where to start with my explanation. I'm going shopping with someone from work. I've got a lot to prepare for.
準備。
Oh, those eyes. Like what exactly? Well...
さ、それってもしかして、仕事で海外に行くための。
Oh, so Tenya did tell him. Don't tell me it's for that trip abroad that you're about to go on. Huh? How did you know about that?
やっぱりそうか。天野から聞いたんだ。本屋でお前と会った時に話したって。
So that's it. Tenya told me about it. He said he ran into you at the bookstore. I'm taken aback at how easily he figured out what I was hesitant about. Then again, it makes sense. Oh wait, he knows about the trip. Oh no, he knows. Oh, I see. Well, that's right. It was a chance encounter and I told him about it.
じゃあ、あの話は本当なんだな。
So you're really going then? Yeah, my plane leaves in a week and I'll be going to New York.
1週間後? おい、なんで黙ってたんだよ。しかもニューヨークって。
In a week? All the way to New York? Why didn't you tell me? Because why would I tell you? You're nothing to me? I'm joking. Tanya, you nosy bitch. Sorry about that. I put it off because I had a bunch of stuff going on.
だいたい、それはお前じゃなくちゃいけないものなのか？おじさんやおばさんが心配するだろう。
But why do you have to go there? Your parents are going to be worried about you. Please go away, Hokuto. You are not my dad. I don't really know how to respond to that. I expected praise, not this. I'm going because they're acknowledging how much good work I've done so far.
いや、いくら評価されたとはいえ、断るべきだろう。海外なんて。
Why? God, this guy is so controlling. I can't. This VA has a very Everman voice. Wait, what's an Everman? Well, but I get that they appreciate you. But you should have said no. I mean, it's a trip abroad. Said no? You can't be serious. What's gotten into you?
だって、長期で海外だぞ。お前に何かあった時、すぐ駆けつけて
I don't need your aid. Jeez, Dad. Think of how long you'll be out of the country. If anything happens to you, I won't be able to come to your aid. What is this? Why would I say no to a trip abroad? I know, right? Especially if your work's saying it. You could technically say no, but usually it's a sign, like a good sign, at least in this sort of situation anyway. I love how much you're giving your own version of what the dialect should be. It's one of those games because it's based in like a realistic situation. I know exactly what I'd want to say. What's an everyman? As in like really average?
なんでそんな大事なことを言わなかったんだよ。
Why didn't you tell me something so important? I know I didn't tell him until almost the last moment, but I had my own concerns. I'm getting annoyed now, in part because of his accusatory tone. I mean, she's not 5, she can survive. It's so true though. Oh god. Hoku and I are so close, it's normal for us to talk about anything and everything at any time. And that's exactly what's been worrying me, as that's actually pretty out of the ordinary. Hi, Wednesday? Hi, Ravens. Welcome. I did say on my server that I had to reschedule. I do apologize. Salt of the earth sounds real without being extraordinary. Wait, what? Oh, is that a saying? I feel very dumb today. And maybe that's why my response is pretty barbed as well. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like I'll be there forever.
当然だ。一生だったらさすがに止めるよ。はあ、ニューヨークなんて心配しかない。
Of course not. If you're going to live there, I'd definitely stop you. Ugh, New York of all places. I can't help but worry. Just...
日本と比べるとどうしたって治安が悪いんだ。そんな危ないところになんてできれば行かせたくないのに。
It's fine. I've got another man protecting me, so... He'd be like, what? It's much less safe there than in Japan. I really don't want to let you go to such a dangerous place. I've done my homework and I'll be careful. You worry way too much.
心配するのは当然だろう。日本とは違うんだぞ。それでなくても、お前は小さい頃から危なっかしいところがあるからな。
Of course I'm worried. It's not like here in Japan. And even if it was, you've always done dangerous stuff since you were little. Don't treat me like a child. I'm 23 years old, in case you didn't know. Things have changed.
確かに、年齢的にはもう大人だよ。でもな、俺にとってはいつまでも世話の焼ける妹なんだ。
I admit that you're an adult in terms of your age, but to me you're still the little sister I need to look after. Oh my god, I can't. He's the type of jealous man that go, you know, other men, he just doesn't know it yet. I know, it's like, what right do you have? You're only a friend. Little sister. After everything I've said, he still doesn't get it. I don't want him to treat me like a child or like his little sister. Why can't he understand that? I look down, feeling more sad than angry.
とにかく、一人で海外なんて反対だからな。もう一度、会社の人とよく相談して。
God, what is this little... Anyway, I'm against you going abroad by yourself. You should talk to the people at your company, and I'm not going by myself, actually. I won't be alone. I'm going with a coworker. We're staying in the same hotel room. Wait, no, that's not it. Are you serious? Surely not. I'm sure it's supposed to say we're staying in the same hotel. So I've got help if I need it. Stop worrying about it.
同期とまさか新年会の
I totally got like slight butterflies there. Like jealousy is my biggest weakness in otome games. Like it's so rare for me to get like a feeling, you know? A coworker? Wait, is it that guy from the New Year's party? That's the one.
それ男じゃないか。会社は何考えてんだ。そんなの余計危ないだろう。絶対ダメだ。
But that's a guy. What are your superiors thinking? That's even more dangerous. This is all kinds... If anything, it's safer. You've got a guy that's going to be walking with you? What's wrong with him being a guy?
なんだって。
What's wrong? Ah! I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I can't stop myself. I kept these feelings bottled up for so long that I can't help but lash out at him. I'm a grown woman. I don't need your protection. But in spite of that, I've always listened to you and refrained from going anywhere, and there's a reason for that. I just don't know what to say anymore. It hurts too much. The words come tumbling out. I've loved you this whole time. Ah, not now, not now.
なんだよ。改まって。それは兄弟としてってことだよな。
Did he actually misunderstand at the fireworks? Why are you bringing this up? You mean you love me like a brother, right? I've run out of escape routes. I'm done suffering the way I have been. No, I don't think of you like a brother. I love you like a woman who wants to be your girlfriend. Luca. Look. It hurts to only be your childhood friend, to only be your sister. I don't think I would accept it if you ever found another girlfriend. I'd know you better than her. I'd love you more than she ever could. I would be beside myself with jealousy. What about you, Hoku? Do you see me as nothing more than your little sister? Oh my god. This dude would make a better husband than most would dare admit. He just has to measure himself. Keep digging, yes, keep digging inside the wound of MC's heart. It's so true. Honestly, I'm sorry. I think he will never deserve it with all those years sister so Lol, didn't realize you were alive. Love your videos. I also have this game in my backlog. Hi, Kitsune, welcome. Yeah, I'm trying to be a bit more regular with the live on YouTube because, I don't know, I do find Otome lives more fun. I agree with this suit. That sprite jumping makes me laugh. He is so that small girl. Oh no, Hookah, don't you do your pick me. Oh no. Hoku has been listening with a look of surprise on his face. After a few moments of hesitation, he opens his mouth. Well, I care about you and I love you, but I don't... What do you mean, そんな話? Which, by the way, in English is like, it's like, we shouldn't be talking about such trivial matters almost, like that kind of tone, you know? Ah! This is about you going abroad. I knew it. His answer's still the same. I can't take it anymore. I turn on my heel. You're such a jerk, Hoku. I reckon that was Hoku no baka! Oh no, this is why I love childhood tropes. So much potential for jealousy. I agree. It's just so much fun. What? Hey, hold on a second. I start to run, but he swiftly catches me. Hoku can cover much more ground than I can with each step, and his strong hands can stop me at any time. I love that about him, but right now I shake my head in frustration. I don't care anymore. Let go of me. Their live reactions make them seem more interactive, I feel. Plus, we get to see your reactions before the review if you do them that way. Yeah, and I tend not to play the entire thing, like a little taster, you know? We love your tummy lies. Aw, thank you, Virga. For this one, it's a bit more fun than usual childhood friends because for once, MC is the one who has been pining. It bothers me when the MC is too... I agree, it is so... I like the swap. It's refreshing. Now he is oblivious or just super dense. I try to push his arm away, but he brushes me off and hugs me tightly. Don't go. What is this? Oh my god. My eyes meet his as he whispers to me. Why does Hoku look so sad too? His shadow falls over me as if to cut off my thoughts. Oh, my heart. Please don't disappear from my life. Oh my god, just stop saying this stuff if you don't like it. What? Oh my god. Wait, how do I skip the auto? I don't know what's happening. Wait. How? I don't know the buttons. Oh my god. Toggle. Okay, it said R. No, stop there. I don't... What is going... This is the most important part. Oh, for God's sake. How do I change this? Oh, right. Okay. I was just accidentally getting a bit excited. Right. Oh, no. Okay, right. His words sound like a fervent prayer. Even as he speaks them, his lips descend straight toward mine. What? Oh my god. Oh, what is going on? It's okay, I do like a little bit of stupidity in my mind. Why would I like tsundere otherwise? What a scene to be paused on. I stop breathing. His arms hold me so tightly and his lips pressing against mine feel so warm that it's impossible to pass this off as a dream. Why? How come? But if this isn't a dream, that only makes it make even less sense. Hoku is just my big brother, just my childhood friend. These choice of words. We've been over that so many times. I shove him away in utter confusion. I roughly distance myself from him, taking a step backwards. His face looks blurry. That's because my eyes are full of tears. Now I'm wondering if he only just realized his feelings. Like he automatically kissed her and he's like, why did I do that? Oh my gosh, I must like her. If you know what I mean. Really great scene. My eyes got a bit wet with the despair in his voice. Same bugger. My eyes were like watering up a little bit. I was like, what is going on? The MC was having a hard time to breathe. Well, you sound like you're about to lose your breath. It's so true. Could completely relate. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. You're the worst. I don't want his comfort. I don't want to vent at him either. I don't want his feelings to change. I love him just the way he is. I've worked so hard to try and make him love me back. But this isn't it. That kiss was just his attempt to stop me from going away. It just makes me sad. I don't want to kiss from the same lips that call me his little sister. How could you do that knowing how I feel about you? Well, sorry buddy, but there's no way we can go back to the previous relationship. Just saying. My mind just went blank. My body moved on its own. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to kiss you. Enough with this. Aww. If so, that was quite manipulative on his side. Yeah, if that is actually what it is. When I make it back to my room, the tears building in my eyes begin to flow. The pain in my chest is unbearable. I don't understand how Hoku feels at all. If I'd stayed there for a second longer, I would have started hurling all kinds of abuse at him, so I ran. Okay, he really is just a big baka. Is he stupid or something? Does he think he's being kind to me? Does he think he's helping me? Or maybe it's like he hugged me so I wouldn't give up, so I wouldn't distance myself from him. A drop falls onto my knees, which I'm hugging to myself. I hate that. I hate that about him. If he doesn't want me as his girlfriend, then I don't want his kindness or his warmth, or any of it. I really should get away from him. I should go abroad or wherever and give myself time to calm down, because at this rate, it's only going to get messy. I don't want it, but still. I want to be by his side even so. Even as I try to distance myself from him, all the memories we shared flood into my mind. Fluffy, puffy. Whenever I was in pain, I always relied on Hoku. But as I became an adult, the frequency decreased. There were times when I endured the pain alone. I thought that was what it meant to be an adult. But even on the nights when I cried alone, what pulled me through in the end was always my memories of Hoku. I would chant that children's spell, and the pain would always go away. Geez, get kissed, so flee the country. Oh my god, what is she gonna do? Let the pain go away. Only twice had the spell not worked. The first time was when I was in junior high, when I mustered up the courage to confess, and Hoku made it seem like it never happened. The second time? It's not working, Hoku, you jerk! It's right now. I chant the spell, but nothing works. I'm guessing it's the itai itai no tondeke. It's very much like something you do to a child. Though Hoku's spell is one of my most precious memories, it doesn't help me when I really, really need it. Hoku is the one who has made me feel the happiest, but he's also the one who has hurt me the worst. Time passes and my tears continue to flow. I call off the shopping appointment and hole up in my room so I can cry. Oh boy. Chapter 7. Friends who push up. Whatever that means. Regardless of your tears, regardless of your pain, the workday still comes calling once the sun rises. I do find the English in this game quite funny. Apparently they're sorting it out a little bit more and then they're gonna patch it, but it is quite funny. Luli is so unserious. I'm just so over it now. I'm like, just get together, honestly. Regardless of your tears, regardless of your la la la. I'm really sorry, Shimizu. I just really wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, 俺はいいけど。
Oh, it's not a problem for me. I tried hard to stem my puffy eyes and recover, but I couldn't hide my dry throat or the visible signs of crying. Shimizu isn't saying anything, but I'm sure he's realized what's going on. But he's showing consideration. He's not even poking fun at me like he normally would.
買い出しは平気？まあ、ある程度は向こうでも買えると思うけど。
Buy lots of Jagariko main character because you are, well, as far as I know, I don't know, can you get Jagariko in New York? I'm guessing it's New York City that they're going to, which means that it's like loads of shops, right? And it's America, which is kind of more like links with Japan and all of that. But if they don't sell it, main character, make sure you bring lots of Jagariko because you'll crave it. What about your shopping though? Mind you can buy some of it once we're there. I've got most of what I need. I know I'm cutting it close, but I'll buy the rest next weekend.
そっか。なんかあったら言って。
Alright, let me know if anything comes up. Okay, thanks. I thank Shimizu who's showing concern despite the fact that I messed up the schedule myself. Then I return to my desk. See, he's a little weird, but he's a kind guy at heart. So what was all that about him being dangerous and I shouldn't go? There is Jagariko there? You know what? When you come to London, can you bring Jagariko? Cheese flavor, please. I love it how I'm asking you to get a Japanese snack from America. They are like my... they're like a drug to me. They're just, I can't, you know, but I'm not in Japan, so I don't get to eat them, like, ever, unless relatives come to visit. What is Jagariko? It's like a type of potato snack. In fact, I've got an empty carton of it from earlier. My uncle bought this with him. I need to put it in the cardboard recycling, but how do I? Oh my god, what is going on? Hokkaido butter is okay, but cheese all the way, you know? Anyway, I need to put that in recycling. So, oh god, what? What is happening? What have I done? No, stop it! Oh my god. No! No, I don't know how far it went. Oh my god. And it's too far. For Jesus' sake, what is this nonsense? I was getting too excited about Jagariko. Okay, we're gonna have to go here and like... Oh my god, what is this nonsense? It was like some push-up something, right? Okay, here we go, here we go. There we go. Whew. I like the Jagariko can ones, but I mainly see the packages you can seal back in. Wait, I'm getting confused now. I've got the right controller, okay. Oh, chaotic stream today. It really is. Snacks is so hard because it's so much space you can't really order a lot at once. Yeah. I like the can ones, but I mainly see the package you can seal back in. Lydia, I think I need to tell you your Switch is obviously haunted. The container messed it up. There's no snack later. It's eat it all in one setting. I agree. I'm someone who tends to eat like a snack all at once. I struggle when so there are some snacks that like aren't good enough for me to get through in one go, and they're like my dieting snacks, you know, like if I don't want to go overboard with eating snacks, I will specifically buy those because like I'll eat a little and I'm like, it's all right, but like I'm not that excited about it. And those are like I'll eat a little bit and put away snacks, but I don't really get them very often. There's no snack later. Hope you don't get them. Family bags are the best though. I eat them instead of like lunch or something because they're so filling. But it makes me so happy because it's like never-ending snack. Honestly saying, right, it's so hard to like stop yourself. They're so delicious. Poltergeist Switch, summon the breeze. Okay, it's not on all skip now. It's on like read skip, so. Okay. This is where we were. I've got most of what I need. I know I'm cutting it close, but I'll buy the rest next weekend. Right, let me know if anything comes up. Okay, thanks. I thank Shimizu, who is showing concern despite the fact that I messed up the schedule myself. Then I return. Alright, yeah, okay. See, he's a little weird, but he's a kind guy at heart. So what was all that about him being dangerous and I shouldn't go? I heave a sigh while mentally griping at Hoku. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that she's gonna go to New York and then Shimizu gets the wrong idea and tries to like, gets a bit handsy maybe. And that's when Hoku for some reason is flown in from Japan and is like, no, stop it. And then embraces her. I don't know. I've been watching too many, I've watched too many J-dramas. I heave a sigh while mentally griping at Hoku. I wonder if he'd have been okay with it if it wasn't Shimizu. Would he have objected if I'd gone with another woman? Speaking of poltergeist, one day I need to go back. Oh, okay. For a second my screen went black and then turned back on and I was like, which routes have you played in 9 RIP, Kitsune? I just don't know anymore. It's getting too hard for me to think about it. I lower my eyes and stop my train of thought. I haven't texted Hoku since the incident, and I made sure not to run into him when leaving the house. For better or for worse, I know exactly what Hoku's daily schedule is like. It comes in handy when I want to avoid him. But that only goes for leaving and entering the house. There are exceptions. Still working on the school route one. Oh, right. That's the one that I was like, Kureha route. There were so many, in my opinion, jump scares. I'm glad that I went through that route with my viewers on Twitch. The many, like a year or so ago, whatever it was. Just then, I receive a text from my mother as if she was waiting for this exact moment. I'm going to Grandma's house, so please pick up some gift flowers from Hokuto's place. The message makes me heave a sigh. Mom doesn't know that I'm trying to avoid him. I just keep being too busy to sit down and play through a good chunk of it. Oh my god, same. And recently I've been reading Filthy Rich Vampire. Do I recommend it? I don't know. If you're into romance, yes. If you're into smut, yes. But if you care about plot, no. Yes, and still too many to still lie. So many automated play. It's so true. But if I tell her that we've had a falling out, she'll start asking questions. Even if I manage to dodge this bullet, there's going to be another one. I don't know what to do. I inherited my love of flowers from my mother, who got it from my grandmother. For the first time, I feel resentful for it. After some thought, I settled on buying flowers from the Tsubakino branch of Phil Flower. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, this is a surprise. As I enter the store, I find Kozue counting the money at the cash register. Since it's almost closing time, she gives me a little wave. It looks like their last customer just left. I'm sorry, are you about to close up? Really? Thank you. I'm looking for a ready-made bouquet or maybe a basket. I can put one together right now. What's the occasion? They'll be brought up to my grandma. She likes flowers, so I want to get them as a gift. Okay. Any preferences as to the color? She likes basically everything, but especially bright colors. She's much like myself. She'll probably put them on the front porch. Then I'll just pretend I'm making them for you. Give me a couple of minutes. Thanks. No, it's my pleasure. Something about Kozue's voice makes it seem like she's being considerate. I can't help but make excuses. I'm on my way home today, and this store was closer, so I came here. It'll be an early day tomorrow, and my parents asked me. I should probably have come by a little earlier though. I'm only making myself look more suspicious. She probably thinks I'm in some kind of trouble. Kozue gives me a smile, then asks me a question. Did something happen between you and Hokuto? Oh, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I just couldn't help but wonder looking at your face. Is it okay if I talk about it? Of course. Want to help me close up? Oh, sure. I feel a little better now that she framed it as a quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. I heave a relieved sigh. I've known Kozue for a long time. She knows exactly how I feel about Hoku. There's nobody else I'd feel quite as comfortable talking to about this too. Now that the store is closed and everything is quiet, my voice sounds a little strange. Well, it's like this. Once I start talking, I just can't stop. She's so cool. Are you kidding me? What was he thinking? Hey, Kozue, calm down. I thought I gave a comprehensive explanation, but Kozue ignites in fury. Despite the fact that this is my predicament, I hurriedly tried to calm her down, but to no avail. How dare he toy with your feelings, jeez, constantly telling you that you're just friends, that he's your big brother. Anybody can see that his behavior is way past the line of being just childhood friends. How can he still call himself your brother? He is so in denial. You can't excuse it by saying that he's kind or insensitive. I feel like punching him in the face, open his eyes. Yeah, because Tenya can't keep secrets. Oh, fancy. Why do you have such a thing against Tenya? She shakes her fist in the air to punctuate her statement. I can't help but smile a little. You know, talking to you, I feel like I should have gotten a little more angry with him too. For the longest time, I've been pushing him around with my own selfishness, you see. I wasn't able to make a calm decision because I felt like I was in the wrong too. I wonder if things could have been different if I clearly told him how I felt back then. But it's all hindsight. Huka. Kozue gently takes my hand.
人は自分を助けるために脳の回転が鈍くなるって聞いたことがあるわ。
I've heard that when something stressful happens, people's brains slow down as a defense mechanism.
私は第三者だから瞬時に素直な反応が出ただけ。あなたは混乱して何も言えなくなって当然よ。
Because Tenya is not a girl's girl? Hi Hika, welcome! I'm an outsider to all of this, so my reaction was instant and forthright. It's only natural for you to have frozen up in confusion.
時間をかけて自分の気持ちを整理するといいわ。自分を責めなくてもいいんだからね。
It's a good idea to take some time to sort your feelings. You don't have to blame yourself. Oh, you're so kind, Kozue. All of my second guessing, all of my trying to find fault with myself makes me want to cry. But I feel a little better now. I wonder if I can find a proper answer if I can just calm down. Just talking about it with someone else makes me feel like I'm getting closer to a solution. A short time later, a man enters the store.
何してんだ、小杖。
Who is this? Because he's like an upgrade to Hoku in my opinion. Huh? What are you doing, Kozue?
レイ先輩、ちょうどいいところに。
Hey, just the guy I needed. Who is this?
あなたは会ったことなかったっけ？こちらフィルフラワー本社の唐草レイ先輩ね。
You've never met him, Fuka? This is Rei Karaksa from the Philflower main office.
レイ先輩、この子一毛の幼馴染。
Rei, meet Fuka. She's Hokuto's childhood friend. Oh, are you the same Rei who used to manage the Sakura Gamori branch before Hoku got the job?
ああ、北斗の。久しぶり。随分大人っぽくなった。
Look at that facial expression. What is going on? Like, why is he not a love interest? Sorry, but what? And he's tall. Oh, you're Hokuto's friend. It's been a long time. You've sure grown up a lot. Yes, that I have. It's so nice to see you again. He used to wear an apron when he worked the Sakura Gamori store. The contrast with his current attire couldn't have been greater. It took me a moment to recognize him. It's Rei, all right. I remember seeing him a few times and saying hello.
にしても、とっくに店閉めて帰るところかと思ったのに。何やってんだ?
Anyway, I thought you'd have left by now, since it's past closing time. What's going on?
それがね、大変なことが起こったのよ。
Well, you see, we've got something of a crisis on our hands. Can we get him in the fan disc? There will be one, please. I know, right? I want to see him in a relationship. Kose glances at me to see if I'm okay with it, then explains everything to Rei.
最低だな。
Wow, what a jerk.
でしょ?
I know, right? A few minutes later, he's up to speed about my fight with Hoku. Even though I was the one who'd brought it up, I can't help but feel awkward. You know, I feel a little bad. It seems like I'm whining and moaning about this.
そんなのいいのよ。同僚社員がいい年して、年下の女の子困らせてるなんて。私たちも黙ってられないんだから。
He fills that suit very well and has a great voice, I know, right? Why is he not a love interest? I like Slice of Life Otome. Can you recommend other than Sympathy Kiss, Him, and Him, The Smile and Blue? I suppose there's Lover Pretend. I wouldn't like say it's an amazing Otome game, but I'd say it's not too bad. And then if you don't mind kind of like, I guess trashy is the wrong word, but like casual Otome games, and you've got like all of the voltage ones. Other people, can you help? So Lover Pretend, Sympathy Kiss, which you have already played. Lots of voltage titles. Trying to think. They're actually quite rare, aren't they? Yeah, Hoku doesn't have the greatest reputation amongst me and myself. Don't worry about that. He's our colleague, and he's causing a young girl so much grief. We're not going to take that lying down.
俺たちも北斗から君の話は聞いてるからな。おあいこだろ。
What's he been saying about us? Besides, he talks about us about you too. Oh, besides, he talks to us about you too. Turnabout is fair play, is what I say. Huh? He talks to you about me? Anything bad?
そんなわけないじゃない。
Of course not.
3人で飲みに行くこともあるが、北斗は酔うと店の話か君の話しかしないぞ。
Oh, my heart. Oh, he must like her. He just doesn't realize it. The three of us sometimes go out for drinks together, and when Hokuto gets tipsy, he'll talk our ears off about you.
明るくて自分の前じゃ甘えん坊だけど、仕事の時は真面目に頑張ってるとか。
Like, he talks about how you're a cheerful girl who acts spoiled in private, but you're a really hard worker otherwise.
自分があげた花を愛情を込めて大切に育ててるとか。
And he talks about how you raised the flowers he gave you with such care and devotion.
完全にのろけよ、のろけ。
He's just completely infatuated.
いつもそう思って聞いてたな、こっちは。そのくせ、肝心なところで下手くそすぎる。
It's all we can do not to cringe when you have to listen to him, and still he completely drops the ball when it really matters.
本当に。こっちはいつもじれったいと思って突っ込んだことを聞いてたのに。
Seriously, listening to him gush about you is always so irritating. I played 2 weeks of Love Pretend and enjoy them a lot. Yeah, Love Pretend, I personally love it. Well, except that one trope I was not expecting, Kazuma's route. Yeah, Kazuma's route for me was like, I didn't hate it, but it was probably the most disappointing route out of all of them because he was the one I was looking forward to most. And ironically, the one that I found most fun was the dark blue-haired guy. I really liked his route, actually. I have yet to play Kazuma. I still need to get Love Pretend one day. I did play Love Pretend. It's a good one too. I guess Voltage games are my only other option I haven't played. Oh, so you have played Love Pretend. Okay. And do you play games on like PC and stuff? Also, there's the My Love for You is Evermore, but I think that's on like mobile. And that's like an indie game. That's slice of life, like in the office and stuff. Seriously, listening to him gush about you is always so irritating.
この間の梢の詰め方、やばかったな。一般的な異性との距離感について抗議しだしたりして。
You should have seen her lose her patience last time. Launched into a lecture about keeping his distance. Wait.
この間の梢の詰め方、やばかったな。一般的な異性との距離感について抗議しだしたりして。
Oh, I think what this means is that she was getting annoyed with Hoku because he was getting funny about the main character being close, like as in interacting with other men, and Kozue is like, what the hell, she's her own woman, she can do whatever she wants. I think that's what happened.
だってどう考えたって距離感おかしいでしょ。
I mean, how does it make any sense that he clings to her like that? Or maybe she was lecturing him about how close he is to her.
幼なじみとか妹とかで許されるレベルじゃないわよ。
It's completely inappropriate for someone he sees as a childhood friend or a little sister.
まったくだ。それものらりくらりとかわしてたくせに、今回はそれをぶっちぎって言ったからな。
On that, we agreed. And he brushed it off like it was nothing, yet this time he was completely out of line. Kozue and Rei seemed to be in agreement. They nod at one another, apparently deciding that this is squarely Hoku's fault. Maybe listening to them has made me appear a little intimidated, because Kozue once again turns to me.
一ゲはお説教としても結局のところあなたがどうしたいかよね。
Suffice to say, we're going to give him a piece of our minds. But what about you, Fuka? What do you want to do?
確かに。愛想を尽かしても当然の出来事に思うが、まだ好きなのか?
That's a good point. This is the sort of thing that could destroy someone's love. Do you still love him?
絶対苦労はするだろうし、距離を置くって選択肢もあるのよ。 選ぶのはあなただけどね。
It's going to be tough for sure. Remember that you also have the option of keeping some distance. It's your choice to make, Huka. I immediately shake my head since I've already thought this over many times. I considered that as well, but it's not like I love Hoku because he always takes care of me.
あら、それはどういうこと？
Oh, what do you mean? It's true that I have romantic feelings for him and that I've always hoped we could be a couple. But I don't want to be with him because I want him to treat me specially. It's not like I'll pass on him just because we can't be a couple. I can't think like that. Even if Hoku didn't care about me at all, even if I knew he would never love me back, I think I'd still want to be around him. In the end, I'm still his childhood friend, and that's important to me, the whole bit.
なるほどね。
I think I understand. Talking slowly helps me to organize my mind. After what happened, I was overflowing with various emotions. But I don't hate him, and I don't want to be apart from him. I recently discovered that a surprising number of Android games are playable via Google Play for Windows. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Useful for me as I hate playing on tiny phone screen. I didn't realise that. That's really interesting. Girl, choose yourself. It sounds painful. When I'm with him, I notice the things I like about myself, and sometimes I notice bad things about myself I'd rather pretend didn't exist. But by now, I've accepted all of that as a part of myself. Hoku's accepted all of that too. He's too kind and too insensitive for his own good, but I love him all the more for it. He always finds the good in everyone, and he never dismisses anything without a second thought. It's really hard to live your life being honest about your feelings, but...
北斗といるとそれができるってことか。
But you think that you can do it so long as you have him? Yes, when I'm with Hoku, I can feel like myself in a way I can't at any other time. It's a kind of happiness. In order to convey all my feelings, I keep adding more and more words.
そうなのね。
They heave a sigh. I'm a little worried that they're disappointed in me. But that turns out not to be the case.
こんなにけなげに思ってくれてるのに。ほんとバカね、一毛は。
That idiot Hokuto. How can he screw up this badly when he's got a girl so devoted to him?
たく彼女の方が大人なんじゃないか。
Honestly, she's more mature than he is, if you ask me. After they both comfort me, Kozue slaps the counter, apparently having reached a conclusion, and my nose itches all of a sudden. I don't understand why. Really weird. I think a strand of hair tickled my nose. Okay, MC can not want to confess, but at least move on. I feel like in the bad ending, that maybe she moves on. I don't know. She moves to New York and then that's the end. After they both comfort me, Kozue slaps the counter, apparently having reached a conclusion.
先輩、この後飲みに行きましょう。
Ray, let's go out for drinks.
飲みにそれは彼女も一緒にってことか。
Drinks? You mean with Huka?
そうだけど、ちょっと違うわ。やりたいことがあるの。
Well, yes, but not quite. I have something in mind. Kozue's face splits into a big grin. She grabs her phone. Apparently they want to take me out drinking. I wonder what for. Okay, this is the last chapter I'm allowed to stream. If only it ended that way. She tried her best to confess, but Eli is too potato. Cheese for brains. Kozue and Ray took me along for drinks. At least that was my assumption at first. How did things end up like this? Isn't Cupid Parasite another type of office otome? I suppose you're right. Yeah, that is kind of, isn't it? Cupid Parasite is weirdly... It's like half slice of life, half not. Oh no, poor MC. So we finished it today. 8 chapters. Yeah, this will be the end of my Hanakare playthrough. Yeah, I've been given embargo. How many chapters are they in each route? I'm not actually sure. Actually. Fancy, you played this, didn't you?
話すのはもうちょっと待って。
Shh, don't talk quite yet. I send her a silent apology with my eyes, then turn back to look at Rei, Jin, and Hoku, who are sitting nearby. Oh, that's one of the love interests. That's right. After we talked in the store, Rei called Hoku and Jin, arranged for the three of them to have a talk. Koze and I are watching them from a short distance away, so here we are. Koze came up with the plan. Her objective is as follows. Rei called Hoku out for drinks and is apparently going to leverage his senior authority to find out how he really feels. That said, Rei didn't much like the idea of using his position to call out Hoku and Jin, since he's not really involved in this. But since it was such a rare chance, I backed Kozue, even if I still feel a little guilty for doing so. How's the translation quality? I heard people are not happy with it, but it seemed not that. I'd say if you're like really nitpicky about sentence structure, it might not bother you. But if you just want the plot, there are no like spelling mistakes or anything. Personally, I think it's like fine. But then I'm very like chilled and don't really care about these things. I'm happy as long as the game is fun. Apparently they are developing like a patch for it, but 14 chapters. Oh, okay, so it's nowhere near the end. Cool. And I always say this, and maybe I'll get haters for saying this if someone who's like this watches this, but whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes feel like people who are a bit too proud of their Japanese language skills, and this may be a very controversial opinion or an unpopular one, but I sometimes feel like people like that use games like this as a clutch to be like, I know Japanese and that sentence doesn't really mean that. But then says it under the guise of, we really care about the localized, you know, games and their quality, even though they don't play localized games. I know that sounds really bad, but that's kind of how I see some people. Like, I see their comments on like Reddit and stuff, and it makes me cringe a little bit because I'm like, to me, it looks like you've got a bit of an ulterior motive there. 14 chapters? Heck, it feels like it should be over already. That's how I'm feeling as well. Maybe there's gonna be even more. I don't know if she goes to New York, but I don't know if this is an okay thing to do though, since I'm essentially eavesdropping. But I want to know what Hoku is thinking right now. Hoku hasn't contacted me since the incident the other day. I'm sure he feels uncomfortable. Maybe having a couple of drinks will entice him to talk about it. Yada yada. I mean, I could be wrong. But that's the feeling I get. Like, whenever I read these sort of comments, I'm like, ooh. Just noticed that Love and Pretend is on sale on eShop for USA version. Ooh, exciting! How much is it right now? Maybe having a couple of drinks will entice him to talk about it. Eavesdropping isn't nice, but suddenly kissing someone is a lot worse, right? Right? My mind made up. I listen in on Hoku.
まあなんだその急に呼び出して悪かったな。
So guys, sorry for the sudden call out.
あいえ俺もちょうど飲みたい気分だったんだ。
It's fine. I was thinking of doing drinking anyway. Going drinking.
呼んでやったんだから付き合えくらいのテンションかと思ったら、レイさん今日はおとなしいですね。
I figured it'd be more exciting about the invitation, Hokuto. You seem awfully quiet today. $25. Ooh, that's not too bad. For an otome, that's alright.
おとなしいというか不本意というか。
More accurately, you seem a little unwilling.
不本意
Unwilling?
いいんだそれは。とにかく飲もう。
Don't worry about it. Let's just have a drink. No, not you, Peach. The peeps with the highbrow localization opinions. Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's like the impression some people get, if that makes sense. blonde guy looks evil. He does look a bit here, doesn't he? That might be why I find him the most intriguing out of all of them. So that's Ray. The man Ray was simping on. I understand why. Wait. Oh, right, yeah. No, I don't blame her too. He's like the best out of all of them so far. Oh my god, I do that sometimes when it's fully voiced and I can hear the difference, like the translated version not conveying the same depth meaning. Yeah. I think sometimes, so, you know, localization requires that they change things a little bit so that it's more relatable to the audience that they have in mind. So I feel like sometimes the English version, I feel, does sort of cater to the Western audience more, even if the translation is technically incorrect. But I think that makes sense. I mean, I guess that's the difference between translation and localization. As a translator, I hate all game translations to Russian. Oh, you do? At first, it seems like Hoku and Jin are matching Rei's attitude pretty well. But I think the reason why I'm like, I get sort of, why are you getting so passionate about it? Is because they usually don't even play the localized games. They play the unlocalized games only, and they swear by unlocalized. I'd never touch a localized game. And then they're like getting all weirdly upset about a localized game, and I can't help but think like, but you don't even play localized. You get localization drama in the JRPG community. Are they like that too? I played a Russian VN and full VA and liked the language, but it wasn't otome. Oh, what game was it? Lauren Sinkis, recently a character clearly said goodbye, but it was translated as a thank you. These moments just make me happy. I do know somewhere. I feel that Idea Factory's translations have some errors more so than Axis, personally. That's what I have experienced. Don't hate me for saying this stuff. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I'm just saying the vibe that comes off when people are getting passionate about it on like Reddit, for example. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it's just what, regardless of what is true and what is not, that is kind of the feeling that some of us get. And I'm stalking for like a couple of people I know as well. I don't like Russian localization because it's made by a huge team. Everyone is translating a small chunk, often without even knowing what's happening in the game. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can see that being a problem because if you don't know what the game is about, the translation could be a bit funny. Oh my god, Kitsune! Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. That's very sweet of you. But as time passes, cracks appear in Hoku's armor. Though the table is full of food and drinks, his heart doesn't seem to be in it. He keeps checking his phone and slumping. Maybe he's waiting for a response from the main character. Anyone could tell that there's something on his mind. But before Rei has a chance to point it out, Jin, who is sitting next to Hoku, heaves a big sigh. Hokuto, you've been like this all day today. What's gotten into you? Has something gotten into him? I mean, just look at him. He's been making mistakes for no reason all day. Even now he's trying to eat his chicken using tongs. CEIBA. It's hard. Is high concept SF. Oh, with Nekomimi, I love that. Fans make better translations of games. I can sort of see why that would be the case, because the fans care about the game more than the companies would, I suppose. Money just came in. Oh, that's really sweet of you. I appreciate it. Might have to dip out here though and get shopping done for the day. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you enjoy Love and Pretend. English localization in JRPGs often change the language to be more flowery or like Shakespearean. Some purists hate that since it's not generally a thing in Japanese. Oh, I see. That's interesting, actually. I don't really play many JRPGs, so... I mean, I also sometimes wonder about if it's how I would translate it or more with the part without voicing, because I do like to imagine what it's actually said in the Japanese version, because I feel like tones doesn't translate as well from Japanese to other languages in just written format. Yeah, there are definitely differences, nuances, although sometimes there are nuances that I hope the Western version gets rid of. For example, Utakata no Yukuro Nia. The main character is really like... she doesn't talk how a character of her type should talk. Like, she's higher up in society and yet she talks like a child and it doesn't feel right. So I know this sounds bad, but I'm really hoping when they localize it they just make her talk normal. Fan translations are works of passion, whereas translators might not even have access to the full story to understand the plot. Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. I wonder if the fan translations for like games that used to happen quite a bit prior to more otomes being released are still going on. Because I remember like there was translations for certain games and then they started getting localized, so then they kind of had to stop, you know? I mean, just look at him. He's been making mistakes. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm holding the tongs. Sorry. That is strange, yes. I thought it's supposed to be some kind of lame joke. So, for example, this part. In Japan, there is this, like, comedy kind of style, which is called boke and tsukomi. And boke is where someone pretends to be a bit dopey. Usually my role. And tsukomi is when someone points it out and then makes fun of you. And it's kind of like this comedic... I guess it's like banter, but where the person being dopey is being dopey on purpose. And it usually happens more in the Kansai region, so more in like the west than in the east. And in this part, he said, "That's strange. I thought he was doing a really not funny at all boke, so he thought he was being like silly, if that makes sense." But obviously that isn't a concept that is very like well known, or, you know, in the West it just isn't something that you come across, which is why it's been translated into some kind of lame joke instead, like a boring joke, which makes sense. It makes more sense to Western people, I suppose. So I guess that's kind of an example of when something is localized as opposed to translated. Oh, for sure, because a babyish MC wouldn't be really appreciated either. Yeah, it was just really weird. I really liked that game, but when I was like, every time the main character spoke, it broke the immersion, you know, because you'd be like, you're supposed to be a ojo-sama. Why are you talking like this? I'm impressed that you've been patiently waiting for a punchline this entire time, Ray. While they talk, May's phone suddenly rings. Oh, it's a text from Kozue. As it turns out, Kozue's just sent him a text. She ordered him to get on with it and get him to spill the beans. Ray makes a face when he reads it, but he clears his throat and addresses Hoku. Hokuto, has something happened? Well, I suppose it has, but it's private, so I don't feel comfortable talking to you about it.
北斗さんあまりそういうこと気にしないタイプかと思ってたんだけど、聞けば何でも教えてくれるしさ。
Wow, I thought you didn't mind stuff like that, Hokuto. You always tell me everything when I ask.
まあ、これに関しては。
Well, this is a special case.
言いづらいことこそここで相談しておくというのもありだとは思うぞ。
If it's difficult for you to talk about, I think that might make it all the more important to ask us for advice. Nice one, Ray.
そういうレイ先輩こそ自分のプライベート話さないじゃないですか。なのになんで俺に聞くんです？
Speak for yourself. You never talk about your private life, so why do you want to know about mine? Oh!
別にいいだろう。たまにはそういう気分の時もある。
Well, what's the harm? I just feel like it, that's all.
気分のネタにされてもな。
I don't particularly care about what you feel like.
せっかく俺が聞いてやってるのに可愛くない後輩だな。
You're such a stubborn junior colleague. I'm trying to help you here.
何この空気。僕気まずい飲みとか嫌なんだけど。
Come on, guys, cut it out. I hardly want to drink with stuff this tense.
だったら盛り上げてくれ。
Then do something to lighten the mood.
からの無茶ぶりね。先輩社員怖えな。
Sure, pass the buck. You're one scary senior coworker.
いつもの物腰柔らかな王子キャラはどうした？菅は。
What happened to your soft-spoken prince act, Jin? So is he a character that seems princely and turns out to be a bit of an ass? Because if he is, then he's so my type. Well, otome type. Though I've been listening for a while now, I can't help but tilt my head in curiosity. Is it me, or is Hoku being kind of cold?
冷たい？どのあたりかしら？
Cold? How'd you figure that? Just his entire attitude, I guess. Jin is right, Hoku would normally talk about his private life when asked, no problem. Though each of his replies was acceptable on its face, he comes across as prickly.
同性の気心知れた間柄なんてそんなものじゃない？
Isn't that how it usually is with friendships between guys?
というより、あなたの前では特別優しいんだと思うわよ。
Or to put it another way, I just think he's extra kind when he's dealing with you.
それ自体は私も前から気づいてたもの。あなたがいるかいないかで一毛の態度が違うからね。
Okay, for a second I thought her dress was a certain design. But anyway, it's something I've been aware for a while now. He acts differently depending on whether or not you're there. So it's all down to me.
あなたの前では一番かっこよくて頼りになる存在でいたいから。
He just wants to present the best, most dependable version of himself when you're there to see.
あなたの前で誰かを雑に扱ったり気を抜いたりはしないんでしょ？
He never treats anyone with contempt or lets his guard down when you're around, does he? Come to think about it, I think Hoku's mum once said something about how he was showing off for me. At the time, I thought that was a strange thing to say. I didn't think he was doing that at all.
親御さんが言うなら間違いないわね。一毛は裏表があまりないタイプだと思うけど、あなたは特別なのよ。
If his own mother is saying it, it has to be true. Hokuto isn't the kind of guy to have a two-faced personality. You're special to him. I had no idea. Wow, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know Hoku could be like this.
だったら私のこと好きなんじゃないとはならないのね。
I notice you're not concluding that it means he loves you. Huh? No, I feel more like a kid who's proudly showing off a perfect score on a test to his mum.
ちょっとだけあなたにも問題あるような気がしてくるわね。
You know, I'm starting to get the idea you might be just as dense as he is. Still, it's not like Hoku is constantly showing off for me, not at all. I've seen many of his faults, and I've seen him be depressed as well.
あら、そうなの？
Oh, you have? For starters, he always oversleeps on his days off, and he can't cook to save his life. He doesn't like reading long books either. I think he's pretty bad at romance too. When his girlfriends dumped him, he would always feel really down. Mind you, that was largely my fault. If he's that conscious of MC, did he fake not understanding of Mesha and turn it down? I know, I don't get it. I was thinking like, maybe he doesn't realize that his feelings are what they are? Or he doesn't want the relationship they currently have to be, like, to change? I don't know. I'm trying really hard to, like, understand the logic behind it. Okay, she's not dense because she did confess and didn't get anything in return. I know, right? That's the thing. It's not like there's some guesswork going on.
それでも好き？
But you love him anyway? I do. I don't think I'd have fallen for him if he was Mr. Perfect who could do anything without even trying. I love him because he has flaws and because he tries to learn from his mistakes even though they make him feel depressed. I think he's more awesome than anyone. That's why I like that I got to see him like this. Luli is trying really hard to defend the potato. I'm just trying to understand where he's coming from, okay? Like, so that it makes sense in my head. But I guess I didn't get to convey that feeling since he was hiding this side of himself from me. I think Hoku is more awesome than anyone in the world, no matter how he's behaving. She is infatuated with this guy, oh god. That's something I was trying to get across to him, so I'm a little sad in that sense. I need to try harder to make him understand, though. It's a bit weird to think that way when I'm supposed to be mad at him. Apparently things have progressed over at Hoku's table while I was talking to Kozue. Kozue perks up as she notices a change in the conversation.
ねえこれあなたの話じゃない?
Hey, they're talking about you. You're right, could this be?
あいつ海外に行くらしいんです。
Oh!
それもうすぐ。
It might just be the writing to make the game longer. Yeah, you're right. They're just trying to like make it confusing so that it takes longer to get to the points that matter. Apparently, she's going abroad, and soon too.
なのに俺は全然知らなくてなんで言ってくれなかったのかなと。
But I had no idea. Why didn't she say something? My heart skips a beat as Hoku speaks his mind. Though still hesitant, Hoku is buzzed enough to talk in all honesty.
しかもそれを天野の口から聞かされたのが結構かなりショックで。
I had to hear it from Tenya too. It came like a bolt out of the blue.
何でも相談してくれていると思っていたからうぬぼれてたんだよな。
I always thought she came to me for everything. I guess I was just kidding myself.
え、天野が知ってたの?
Huh? Tenya knew about it.
そうなんだ。偶然会ったとは言ってたけど。
That's right. He said he ran into her by accident.
偶然会った天野には教えたのに俺には教えてくれないって。
It's kind of a weird kind of jealousy going on here, you know? The point is she told Tenya even though she just happened to run into him, but she didn't say a word about it to me. For just 1 month, bro. It's so true. 1 month, that's it.
大事なことなのに俺に言ったら反対されるとでも思ったのかな。実際反対は反対なんだけど。
And it's such an important thing too. Maybe she thought I would oppose it if she did, though I can't say she was wrong.
海外か。心配する気持ちはわかるよ。でも仕事なんでしょ?
So a trip abroad, huh? I can see why you'd be worried, but she's going for work, isn't she?
仕事でもダメだろう。しかも同僚の男と2人なんてありえない。
I get what he means though, the misunderstandings. I know, right? I always feel like slice of life games are always about misunderstandings. I don't care that it's for work. There's no way she can just go alone with some guy. Rei and Jin share a look, eyebrows raised. Hoku doesn't notice though. He takes another swig.
それを知ってからは何をしていても心のもやが晴れなくて何度も同じことを考えてしまって。
He so likes her. Ever since I found out, I've been feeling down in the dumps. My mind just keeps running round in circles.
あの時も普通に振る舞おうと思ってたのに小さなきっかけ一つで思い出して問い詰めてしまったし。
I was just going to act normal, but then the smallest of opportunities caused me to grill her about it.
隣にいることが当然だと思ってたあいつが俺の目の前からいなくなると思ったら自分でもよくわからないまま体が動いて。
To me, it's a given that she's by my side. The thought that she was going to leave me made me act in a way I still don't understand.
最低なことした。
I did something awful though. He heaves a deep sigh. He doesn't go into the details, and the others don't press him for them. They must have realized that it's better not to go there. Ray already knows what happened though, but he keeps silent, pretending he doesn't.
このままあいつと離れるのかな。せめて仲直りをしてから。いや、それでも。
I wonder if she's just going to leave like that. I'd at least want to make up before she does. But no, I still...
それってさ、ねえレイさん。
Yeah, about that. Ray, should we...
ちょっと待ってくれ。
What? Give me a minute.
え、何？誰と連絡取ってるの？
Huh? What? Are you contacting someone?
いやいや、これは何でもないんだ。
No, don't worry about it. I love this Ray guy. It's so funny. If you are used to a person telling you everything and then they hide something, it is jarring. Maybe he is just genuinely worried about his little sister, so you take her for granted. Yeah, I know what you mean. I can see why he felt uncomfortable about it, like why is she suddenly hiding things from me, but also like, what did he expect? This guy is that dense. He's awful, honestly, Hika. He's so awful. No, don't worry about it. Hoku is completely lost in his own thoughts. Jin is looking at Ray, trying to ask for permission, but it comes at a bad time. Next to me, Kozo anxiously tells me that she just sent him a text. Jin glances at Ray's phone, then his eyes meet mine. Uh-oh.
なるほどね。
Oh, look at that face! Huh, I see now. I quickly pulled my head back, but I think the cat's out of the bag. Then, Jin pats Hoku on the shoulder, pretending he didn't see me.
北斗さん、僕にはそれってもっと単純な話に思えるな。ね、レイさん。
Hokuto, the way I see it, things are a lot more straightforward than all that. Don't you think, Ray?
ああ、そうだな。うだうだ悩んでいるようだが、周りから見れば一目瞭然だ。
Yeah, I agree. It seems you're lost in the woods, but it's crystal clear to everyone around you. He is beyond redemption. I like my childhood friend tropes, full of yearning. Thank you. Pass. I find this interesting because it's like the other way round, because normally it's like the love interest is a childhood friend that's into the main character and the main character is a dense one, but in this case it's like the main character likes the love interest who's dense, so it's like a whole flip, you know?
海外に行くのが心配だという割に、南がどうとか、同僚の男がどうとか。
You're worried about her going abroad, but you keep on going on about this Minami fellow and the fact that he's a guy.
気にする部分がピンポイントすぎる。
You focus too much on the details.
彼女がちゃんと事前に海外へ行くとお前に伝えて、かつ同僚が女だったらどうなんだ？今みたいに悩んでいたか？
Let's say that she told you she was going earlier, and let's say she was going with another woman. Would you still be this worried?
それでも止めてはいたと思いますけど。でも。
Well, I think I'd still have tried to stop her, but...
今と結果は違ってたってことだろ？冷静になれなかった理由がそこなら、その怒りは単なる嫉妬だな。
But things wouldn't have gotten out of hand, right? So if that's the reason why you can't keep your calm, then this is simple jealousy.
これまでずっと兄弟だって自分に言い聞かせてきたんだろうが、本心はそうじゃなかったってことだ。
You might have been telling yourself you're nothing more than siblings, but deep down that's not how it is for you.
これまでごまかし続けてきた分のツケが回ってきたと思って、覚悟決めたらどうだ？
Consider what happened, payback for misleading her up until now, and make up your mind.
俺も全然分かってなかったというわけではなくて。
It's not that I didn't have any idea myself.
自分の気持ちにうすうす気づいてはいたけど、あえて見ないふりをしてたって感じかな。厄介だな。
So you dimly realized how you felt, but you were pretending to yourself that you didn't. That's just asking for trouble.
厄介なのかな。
It is?
厄介でしょう。自分だけの問題ならまだしも、あの子を巻き込んでるんだから。
Of course it is. If this was just about you, then whatever. But it involves Fuka as well.
あの子、本当に北斗さんしか見てないもんね。
Fuka really only has eyes for you, you know.
あんなにまっすぐに思われると 逆に尻込みしちゃう気持ちもわかるけど。
Mind you, I can see why you might shrink away a little when someone comes at you so directly.
そのせいで彼女を傷つけちゃったのなら、自分で始末はつけないとね。
But you hurt her because of it, so it's up to you to make it right.
随分昇進の様子だったと聞いたな。噂の出所は忘れたな。
Though I forget where that rumor came from. I love that. He can be bothered by her keeping it a secret. He has no right to tell her not to go though because it's her life and work, and his excuse being I wouldn't be able to help you. I know, that's the thing, right? What right does he have? Bro has to have a therapy session to hear he's jealous. Actually, therapy could be beneficial for him. Yes, I agree. I heard she was pretty heartbroken, though I forget where that rumor came from.
ああ、こんな姿、渡くんや天也には見せられないな。
Honestly, you can't fake Wataru and Tenya like this. Rei and Jin are so firmly in my corner that the way they're talking is actually a little weird. But Hoku is too overwhelmed with regret that he doesn't pick up on that.
そうだよな。悪いのは全部俺なんだ。本当に申し訳ない。
You're right. This is all my fault. I really am sorry. You know, the longer I watch, the more I feel sorry for him.
今のでどのあたりが？
Just because of that? Why? Huh? Well, I figured that I wouldn't have hounded him like I did if I hadn't pursued my unrequited love so doggedly.
ちょっとそれは違うでしょ。もう恋は盲目すぎる。
Hold on, that doesn't make sense. Seriously, I know love is blind and all that, but this is ridiculous.
ま、反省をしてくれ。いくらでも。そして、行動に移すんだ。
You can regret
手
it
遅
all.
れになる前に。
You can regret it all you want. Just do something about it before it's too late.
あんなにけなげな幼馴染に好かれてるなんて、そうそうない話だよね。
It's highly unusual for your childhood friend to develop such strong feelings for you.
嫌われて話してもらえなくなる前に、早く早く。
So you need to be quick before she decides she hates you and won't talk to you anymore. Rei and Jin are laying it on a little thick, but then suddenly Hoku's face sets in a determined expression as if he's woken up from his drunkenness. His next words come without any slurring.
言われた通り、俺はあえて気づかないふりをしてただけだと思います。
I think you're right. I was pretending not to notice how I felt.
今の関係が幼馴染と言えるかと聞かれれば、確かに違うと思う。それについては撤回しないと。
Right now, I can't say in good conscience that we're just childhood friends. That's something I have to retract.
でも、あいつは今も俺を嫌って避けたりはしないはず。
But even now, I'm sure Fuka doesn't hate me or is trying to avoid me.
ちゃんと話そうとすれば話してくれる。絶対にそうだ。
If I try to talk it through with her, I think she'll listen. I'm sure of it.
あいつはどんなに情けない俺でも、それこそ犯罪者になったとしても、必ず好きでいてくれるから。
No matter how pathetic I get, even if I did something criminally stupid, I'm sure she still loves me. Just wow.
すごい自信だな。
You've got some confidence. Jin and Rei give Hoku incredulous looks, but I feel relieved. I'm even a little moved. Oh, so Hoku understands after all.
お見通しだったわね。
Guess he saw right through you. Yes, all this time, I've been trying to make him understand that I love him and that I care about him. And that won't change no matter what happens. So long as he understands that, I guess the rest doesn't matter too much. I love Hoku no matter what he's like. Gosh, she really is like intense, isn't she? Even if he's not being cool, if he messes up, even if he doesn't love me back. It won't change no matter what happens. I'm glad that it's something that supports his heart. Oh god. Is he coming to his senses? Right, so you take her for granted and just enjoy your company selfishly. Yeah, talking does tend to do wonders to relationships. Girls, stand up! I still hope that I can convey all of my feelings to him, but at least I've now got that conclusion. We're not just childhood friends. I wonder what we'll end up becoming. But that's something I'll have to ask him in person. I'm sure he'll tell me.
そう。ちゃんと結論が出るまで粘ってもいいけど。
Are you sure? I don't mind sticking around until they wrap things up. No, it's fine. I feel a little bad for listening in on them. I think we should leave before he notices. Please tell Ray I said thank you.
そうね、確かに。見つかったら大変なことになりそうね。私たちも、あなたも。
Yes, you're right. If they notice us, things could get messy. For both of us and for you. Exactly, so I'm going to escape now. Thank you for helping me out.
いいえ、私は程よいところであっちの飲み会に合流してごまかしておくわ。
Don't mention it. I'm just going to insert myself into their group with some kind of excuse.
だからどうぞ先に帰って。いろいろ解決するといいわね。
So go on home. I hope you can resolve the situation. Thanks, I'll try. I get up, trying not to intrude on their conversation any longer.
本当好きなんだね、あの子のこと。
You must really love her, huh?
なんでそこまで言うくせにずっとその関係だったんだ。
How is it possible that you're still in that kind of relationship after everything you've said? I hear them talking behind me, but I pretend I can't. But just as I move to leave the establishment, intend on pretending I didn't hear it. Oh my god, does she get caught? Ah! Oh no! Oh god! Why am I not surprised? The way you're so right, Kennedy.
悪い。
A man bumps into me. He wasn't looking where he was going. He apologizes in a low voice. I'm sorry.
こっちこそマジでごめん。怪我してね。
No, seriously, I'm sorry about that. Are you hurt? I'm completely fine. I do apologize. I move to leave, but he steps in front of me and blocks my path. Oh, classic! Classic!
今、頭ぶつかってなかった？すごい音したんだけど。
Didn't you hit your head just now? It made a pretty loud noise.
何やってんの？こいつ女捕まえてんだけど。
What are you doing? Hey, this guy's caught himself a girl.
違うって。ぶつかったから謝ってんだって。でも君、可愛いね。今何？合コン？
No, dude, I was only apologizing because I bumped into her. Huh, you're pretty cute though. Did you come here for a mixer? You know what's really funny is that like in this context, the scene is like, oh no, this is awful. But like, you know that if this guy had a really attractive sprite and this was the beginning of an otome game and you knew that he was a love interest, you'd be like, oh, look what's happening. You know what I mean? Like the player dude or something at university. I'm not hurt anywhere. Please don't concern yourself.
ちょっと大丈夫よね。こっちおいで。
Hey now, you look okay? Fuka, come this way. Kozo noticed the exchange between the two men and has come to my rescue. But the man pretends he didn't hear her and refuses to move aside. The man joins in too, blocking my path in the other direction. True. Yeah. Oh no, I need to get out of here fast.
俺らあっちで飲んでたんだけどさ、男ばっかだからマジでつまんなくて。一緒に飲まない？
We're having a party over there, but it's boring with just us guys. Why don't you join us? I'm sorry, but I was just leaving.
じゃあちょっとだけ飲もう。
Come on, it won't take long. Just have one drink with us.
あんたたち、私の連れに構わないでくれない？
Hey, you, stop following my friend. Kozo and I tried to leave the place together, but the man refuses to listen and keeps blocking the path. I consider calling for a waiter, but if I make too much commotion, Hoku will notice me. Actually, has he noticed already? Are we busted? My impatience reaches its boiling point. I glare at the man. Please move aside, you're bothering me.
はぁ？何その言い方？そっちがぶつかってきたんじゃねえか。
And then if this was an otome game, instead of this response, the guy would be like, oh, shoot, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. And then like a week later, they'll meet somewhere at like a gokon or something. And then it'll be like, oh, let me buy you a drink as an apology or something like that. Can you tell I've played way too many otome games? What's with the attitude? You're the one who ran into me. What? His attitude suddenly switches up. His friend joins in.
マジで？ぶつかっといてそれはないよな。
とりあえず慰謝料代わりに飲もう飲もう。
This-
そっ
this-
ちのお姉さんも。
This logic. Seriously? You bump into him and then you act like that? The least you can do is drink with us to make up for it. You too, lady.
はあ、断ってるでしょ。
Get real. She said no.
まあまあいいから。
Come on, what's the harm? Oh no, I'm close to tears. If this continues, I'm so worried that I'll be discovered that I glanced in Hoku's direction, but then...
すみません。二人は俺の連れなんですが、何か用ですか？
Excuse me, these ladies are with me. Was there something you wanted? Oh no. Oh dear. Koza and I stand there frozen. Just pretend you are like together on your own doing a girly thing or something. But Hoku is deadly calm. He steps between me and the man. He's so dense that he won't notice. It sounds like a shoujo I could read. I know, right? It would be like the delinquent character that's actually a serious guy, but you know, just his friends are like that, and he's got like things happening at home, and it's so classic. But yeah, every time I love it.
代わりに話聞きますよ。何でしょう？
I'll handle it on her behalf. What was it you wanted?
慰謝料がどうとか聞こえたんですが、ちょっと店員さん呼びましょうか。
You said something
警
about
察でもいいですが。
You said something about making something up to you. Shall we call one of the waiters or should we call the police?
二人とも席戻っていいよ。ほら。
Come on, Fuka, Kozue. You can go back to your seats. But I...
いやマジで最悪。なんでもねえよ。
Ugh, this sucks. Forget it. The two men grumble back to their seats. As for myself, I stand there frozen, staring at Hoku's broad back.
大丈夫か？
Fuka, are you okay? I'm fine. I've broken out in a cold sweat and thoughts are fighting for dominance in my head. Oh no, did he figure out I was listening in on them? At this rate, it's going to cause problems for Koza and Rei, for no other reason that they helped me. Hoku seemed reluctant to talk about it at first, so I'm pretty sure he'd be upset if he found out. Also, he said some pretty embarrassing things before, like, I'm sure she still loves me. Ugh, none of this would have happened if that guy hadn't bumped into me.
というか、どうしてここに？アリサと一緒ってなんで？
What are you doing here anyway? How come you're with Kozue? No reason, it's just a coincidence. We were only passing through.
は？さすがにそれは。
What? Come on, you can't expect me to... It's nothing, just don't worry about it. I just got here and I'm leaving now. Bye!
だからさすがに無理があるって。お前。
Look, you're not making any sense. Hookah, did you? Hoku reaches out to comfort me. My body instantly reacts. I feel like shaking him off will make him more upset because it's like actively... I don't know. I'm gonna run off. Ugh. I push his hand away as hard as I can. At that moment, I'm overcome with an unbearable sense of shame. This is awful. I'm so embarrassed. He knows everything, including the fact that I spilled the beans to Koza and Rei. Okay, let's see what happens if I pick the other one. Wait, what? Okay, so they're both the same response. I ended up brushing him off. My emotions are running wild. I'm anxious and confused, and I'm also embarrassed. Everything melts together. Why did Hoku have to notice that? He normally doesn't even notice how I feel about him. Hoku, you jerk! You insensitive jerk! You stupid jerk!
Huh?
What? I run outside at breakneck speed and then stop to catch my breath. I feel like I've been holding my breath for a long time. I feel confused and disoriented. This is the otome or weird version of the I let go of the breath that I didn't realize I was holding, which constantly comes up in romance books. Wow, he has brain processes. I'd like if the panicked and lost his confidence of her still linking him no matter what. Come to think of it, I think I just said something extraordinary. Huh?
なんかすごいこと言って逃げなかった？
Fuka, what did I just hear you say before you ran off? When Kozue catches up with me, I cling to her, my face a mess. What should I do, Kozue? I can't believe I just said that. I didn't mean to say that.
でしょうね。一毛のやつ、呆然と立ち尽くしてたわよ。ショック受けた感じで。
I can imagine. Poor Hoku was so stunned he couldn't even move. He seemed really taken aback. Yeah, that sounds about right. Whatever am I going to do?
でも、あなたも同じ顔してるわ。そんな傷ついた顔するなら、やらなければいいのに。
You're making the same kind of face though.
思いもしないことをするなんて。
You shouldn't do things that make you feel hurt, even if you're only lashing out in panic.
まったく、似た者同士ね。
I swear, you two are ridiculously alike. Her comment about making the same kind of face summons Hoku's face in my mind's eye. I feel so sad I could cry. It hurts, but I desperately try to bear it. I'm sorry, Hoku, but I don't have the courage to go back, and it occurs to me that I need some time. I'm even stupider than he is. And that is where the stream shall end. Oh, that's really perfect timing, Elisu. She said everything right though. Indeed she did. Oh my god, so much happened. But, oh god, what's going on? Okay. Anyway. Oh man. That was a long... For Otome, that was a long stream. Because obviously, like, I'm talking the entire time. So I'm like... Yeah. I'm also ready to sleep, in fact. Okay, well. I guess that's kind of that. That was such a roller coaster. Is it just me? Like, so much happened. You wouldn't think it was like... I guess slice of life otomes do get quite... It's weird because I don't like slice of life in non-slice of life otomes, but I like slice of life if it's a slice of life. I think it's because slice of life and non-slice of life otomes often feel just like filler. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for coming along. It was lots of fun. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And oh, and thank you, Kitsune, for subscribing. I truly appreciate it. All tips are welcome, as I always say. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again. Oh, I'll be on Twitch tomorrow, hopefully. But I'll say it in the server if I'm rescheduling. But anyway, thank you and bye.